Good evening and welcome to the Robinson Pregame Show. I'm Chris Gay, joined by Jake Hall and, of course, Coach Todd Escola of the Joe T. Robinson Senators and two of his players, Tank Reese and Tyson Braden. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Now, wanted to go ahead and get it started. Week 0, I always get confused. First game of the year, but week 0, you guys are going to be at Pulaski Academy, and of course you guys have a history with the Bruins. Last year, tough loss at home, but this time both teams have kind of a new roster retooled. I know you guys definitely have. What is the game plan? Is it any different this year than it was last season?
This one or that one? Yep, you're good. Well, first we're just ready to play somebody else. We got about a quarter against Fountain Lake in our scrimmage with our starters, and so our kids are just ready to go play and compete. We honestly don't worry about who we play. They're a very talented team. They've got a historically rich program, but it's always about us. We talk as a team about every week we want to get better than the week before, and when we do that, we end up playing in December. And this is a team that I really love. I think it's very talented. I think it's got great young men on it. Defensively, I think we've got a lot of returning starters. We're extremely fast, extremely physical, looking forward to them going out and perform. Offensively, we haven't had our full playbook for a couple of years. And this year with Tyson and the skill kids around him, we have our full playbook. And obviously it's not in week 0, but we're excited to watch the offense get back to being balanced and be able to stretch the field vertically and horizontally with some really good running backs. So we're excited about the year.
Well, I know you had said that you only got to see about a quarter of your starting offense, but what did you see even in that short amount of time that is going to be something that everybody can look forward to in week 0?
Well, as coaches, we saw a lot of mistakes to clean up. We scored on every possession. The kids executed not as well as we strive for, but we had some big plays. We had both through the air and on the ground. Defensively, our first unit didn't give up a first down, which was nice. But a lot of things that we see on film that as a team we know we've got to improve on. A game is just an opportunity to get better, and that's what we're looking at. The scoreboard's going to tell what happened that night, but throughout the course of a season, how are you improving each week? How are you minimizing mistakes? How are you getting better each week? And that's our ultimate goal.
Now, you talked a little bit about Tyson, of course, one of the many new additions on the Senator football team. And you guys in the past, especially last season, relied a lot on the ground attack, and I imagine the same formula is going to be used this season as well. But now with Braden at quarterback, what new element does he bring to this offense?
Well, and I'll let Tyson speak a little bit on that, but he's more the traditional Robinson quarterback, the coach on the field. A great mindset, great knowledge of the game, can make all the throws. The last couple of years we weren't able to do that through the air, and he's more of the Jack Clevelands that we had that led us to a state championship, and Buddy Gaston, where he has the ability to check a play if he doesn't like it. He's going to be able to communicate with us to help us get in the right play call, and he can make all the throws. Anything you want to add?
I just wanted to touch a little bit about Pulaski Academy. Mm-hmm. So they have got a very well-known culture, I think, that they have established, and I think you guys have the similar type of culture here. Mm-hmm. What would be the best way to describe possibly just the culture that you have built after being here for so long?
Honestly, I think it's about developing teenage boys into young men, and football is just one way to do that. The greatest thrill for me is when one of our players comes back from college, comes back and lets us meet his family or lets him meet our, his kids. On the field, we strive to go team first. We don't like to beat our chest, and we don't like to, just look for highlights and tell everybody how good we are. It's just about let's do what we can control, and let's try to be the best group of young men we can, all playing for a common goal. And I think there's so many life lessons in that's kind of culturally speaking, that's what we strive for.
I think that's very evident. Every single time I've watched you guys on the field, it's very evident just by the way your players handle themselves. And in this interview and when they're out in public, it's very evident that that's the way you handle your program. and I think that's I think that really benefits your team as a whole. But another question I was going to wonder, talking about their culture, they've obviously gotten a specific type of play style, especially through the air. They've got a talented quarterback over there, and they've got some size at wide receiver. And I was wondering, maybe do you guys have any kind of plan of attack, or maybe an increase in blitzes or some different packages you might be throwing in there?
Well, our defense is very aggressive. We don't like to sit back, and we're just going to be us. We're going to go out on both sides of the ball, and we're going to be us. We're not going to try to be anybody else. Coach Lucas does a great job over there. They've had a lot of success, and so have we. And it's a unique opponent to scheme for because of how different they are and the things they do, and it makes it a challenge in week 0. We've told our kids this is the best PA will be all year long because they're all healthy. They haven't gone through the 7A gauntlet yet, and so we expect to see their best. Playing Bryant and Conway and the teams on their schedule, it's going to be tough, and so we're going to get to see their best. And I've told the kids, I told them in the meeting the other day, we're not very good right now compared to where we're going to be in week 10 and week 12 and week 13, and that for me is more exciting to be able to say we're going to get better every single week. And we love playing PA because we discussed it today. They're going to show you your strengths, they're going to show you your weaknesses, and you're able to get better. And that's kind of our mindset.
Right. We have 2 players here, Broden and Reese, who are definitely going to be standouts this year. I was wondering if maybe you might have 2 guys that might be a little bit under the radar that maybe might pop out later on in the season as kind of some guys that maybe we weren't talking about before the season.
I'll let them answer on their sides of the ball. Tyson's offense and
I would
Tank's
love to hear
defense.
it. Yes, absolutely.
On the offensive standpoint, Nick Abrams and Jordan Thomas, 2 running backs, and then Trey Petty, and then Jaden Todd, two real good young receivers that can really go and get the ball, and 2 real good backs who can go and get any type yardage, any type run that you want them to do. They're going to go do it. They can catch the ball as well.
I think we have Pat is real slept on right now just because we have no film on him here. But Cameron Harper, Caleb Doucette, and pretty much our whole front 6.
That list can actually be pretty long. We've got a lot of really talented young players. Deuce Williams is going to contribute on both sides of the ball. The front 6, the back end of the defense is just super talented. Big Pat, as soon as people see him on film, he's going to explode in the recruiting world. I mean, he's uber talented and just a freak athlete. So we're excited about all of our kids.
That's always a great thing to hear. I'm going to ask you one question real fast. I'd like each one of you to answer it. So before a big game, you got your headphones on. What song are you listening to?
I really don't have a specific song, but I listen to KD3X. It's this rapper from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
I'm more. This might shock some people, but I'm more of Billie Eilish. Everything I Wanted.
Okay.
It's just my type.
I'm probably going to be Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay.
And Chicken Fried.
I like some Chicken Fry for sure, and Billie Eilish. That was a surprise to me. I think that's the surprise one for sure. Tank, going back to you, you're going to be following a brother that played here that was very talented on this Robinson team. What does it mean to be following your brother's footsteps and playing for this Robinson team?
I mean, it's nice following my brother's footsteps, but I'm trying to build my name and my character and, step out of my brother's shadow.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to speak a little bit more about the culture, and I want to add a personal comment. I think you guys have a winning culture, obviously a culture of success. 3 losses last year was not good for you guys, and for a lot of other programs, that's the best year they've had in a couple decades. And also Tyson, I want to talk about you and Coach both agree that there were a lot of mistakes that you guys made in that benefit game against Fountain Lake. What were some things that you saw from your offense that that you guys can do better in week 0?
Just being quicker off the ball, coming off the ball, more aggressive, more physical, moving the ball down the field, I think more better. I think it was a little sloppy on certain areas, some on me, some on my teammates. But, that falls on me, and I've been doing my best to try to clean that up so we can have a perfect Week 0 versus PA.
And Tank, that of course you're one of the leaders on this great Senator defense, and you guys were just stellar in that game against the Cobras, especially in the first half. But obviously, even with all that success, all the great plays, there's still some little things that you and your team can fix. What were some things that you saw out there?
I think some things we can fix is like getting set before the ball, but pretty much other than that, and then redirecting to pass plays and stuff like that. But other than that, I feel like we're good. But, yeah.
Well, I know one of the conversations heading into this game, Pulaski Academy, of course, we talked about that. Jake just talked about how they have a long history of success, but they have a long history of producing really good quarterbacks, and they have Brandon Cobb, who you guys did not see last year in Week 0, but you guys will see here tonight. And what's the game plan? I know it's kind of hard to just completely stop a guy like that, but is there sort of a plan to just take him a little bit to contain him or just slow him down?
Well, number one, do your job. When all 11 do their job, good things happen. You don't ever want to give them bonus time. We played over there 2 years ago, and we were a step away from having a quarterback sack probably 10, 12 times. Tank remembers that game. And he got extended time and got to extend the play. So you don't want him to extend the play and force you to cover longer because that's when the play breaks down. They're really good at extending their routes, extending the play. And then all of a sudden you go from playing great defense for 5 seconds to then because he extended the play, now you're giving up a big play. And that's something that you can't do.
Well, and I want to talk to the players about this. So, of course, this is the first game of the season. Tyson, this is your last high school game, correct? What are you guys most looking forward to? Obviously, a win, I'm sure, would make your coaches happy. But outside of just a win, what are you guys looking forward most to in your first game of the season? And Tank,
I was about to correct you. He's got a whole season with us. Don't say it's his last game.
True.
Last game be in December.
Exactly. But what are you guys looking forward most to in this season opener?
Just changing everybody's mind, putting everybody on shock. I think we got a great team. So just going out there, doing what we've been doing. We've worked so hard during the off season, during the summer. So just going out there, setting the tone, putting this state on notice that we are Joe T. Robinson and we are here to win the state championship.
Yeah, I piggyback off of that, but building our brotherhood each week, like taking a step forward each week. But, yeah.
So you guys have a couple additions to the conference this year in Searcy and Jacksonville as two of those teams. How do you guys feel about that, adding those two teams? And maybe if you guys wanted to touch on if you guys have somewhat of a rivalry between you and Maumelle, another PCSSD school in your own conference, just maybe speak a little bit on that.
I think those are great additions to the 5A. So I think they're a great addition. So we can just go out there, go ball, and touch on Maumelle. I don't really think it's much of a rivalry. I think you can put it however you want to. They can put it however they want to. To us, it's just another game on the schedule. And each week, we're going to continue to get better and better. And hopefully by Week 10, we are close to the top, but not at the top. We hope that we can reach our peak in December.
Yeah, I'll kind of piggyback off of what they said. And the Searcy and Jacksonville both are going to be great additions to a great conference. I heard on an earlier podcast with a good friend of mine, Jeff Williams, that the 5A Central is the toughest conference in the state, regardless of classification. It's the deepest. It's the most competitive. We've got great teams, great programs all the way up and down our conference. I agree with Tyson. I don't think it's a rivalry game with that school. There's a young man over there that used to be a part of our staff, but I think that's a reach to say it's a rivalry game. To us, every game is just as important as the last. We know we're circled on every schedule, and if teams are successful and beat us, it's like they won the World Series or the Super Bowl. And for us, it's just we're going to play, and then next week we're going to get better. And so we don't really have a game that we try to get sky high for. We just go do our job and let you guys build it up and let the fans build it up. And, you know, if opposing coaches want to build it up, great for them. Do whatever it takes to motivate your team. But our guys, you know, we preach 365 days a year that nobody should have to motivate you to go play the sport you love. And if you're in it for the right reasons and you're just working on your craft and working on getting better as a team, then good things are going to happen, and there's going to be plenty of accolades after the season to go around. And that group, this group has embraced that, much like 2021 and 2019 did. And we're going to make mistakes Friday night. We're going to do good things Friday night. And then we're going to come back here Sunday, and we're going to watch the film, and Monday we're going to hit the field, and we're going to correct our mistakes, and we're going to move forward and be better in week 1 than we were in week 0. And that's honestly our entire mindset.
I think that's the exact type of mindset you need to have. You know, never get too high, never get too low, and that results in a lot of winning of ball games for sure.
Well, first of all, thank you for just letting us do our jobs on that front. But and I know this is a silly question; it's an obvious answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. For the three of you guys, what is the ultimate goal for not only yourself but for the team for the season?
I think we all have the same goal, and that's to win a state championship.
Yeah, to win a state championship and build every week as a team, as a brotherhood.
I want to see every young man be successful. You know, one of the things we're most proud of is when a young man leaves here and goes to college, they graduate. And I want to see him be successful. And it's a disappointment when we're not practicing on Thanksgiving. It's a disappointment when we're not playing at War Memorial. And that's the goal. I think this team, if we stay healthy, we've got every opportunity, and it's right there in front of us if we get better every week to be able to have a whole lot of fun in December.
No, just thank you guys for joining us, and really, and I know that we all are going to be rooting for you guys to achieve those goals and see that success on the field, both us as broadcasters in the booth, and I know all the fans that will get to see this are going to be rooting for the same thing for sure.
Anything you guys would like to add before we cut it off?
I appreciate y'all being out here and supporting our young men. Great kids, got great fans, the best community in the state of Arkansas. And, hey, go Senators. It's going to be a fun year. Good ride. Enjoy it.
Well, thank you all for tuning in to the Joe T. Robinson pregame show. Let's take it back to the field. Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Lights here at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of Pulaski Academy High School. This is the Joe T. Robinson Sports Network. I'm Chris Gay, joined by Jake Hall and our great crew. We are so excited to have the first official game of the season, of the 2024 season here at Pulaski Academy Stadium. These two teams have a long history against each other, and we've gotten to talk with Coach Escola, and everybody's really excited about this matchup.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. I know this matchup is something that we've seen over the past 4 seasons. This is going to be the 5th time that both of these teams have opened their season facing off against each other. I'm excited to be here. I know this is going to be a really tough matchup for both teams, and I know this is a great way for both teams to start the season and really get a good first game under their belt.
And we're going to take a quick second for the national anthem.
Honor, and integrity. We pray that as we all leave here tonight, that our actions and our words have been acceptable in your sight. Amen.
We now direct your attention to the American flag located at the west end of the field. Please remain standing as April Sullivan, wife of Pulaski Academy Head of School Gary Sullivan, honors our country with the singing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so bright
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And we're just about 10 minutes from kickoff, but thank you for joining us here tonight as we are live from Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of Pulaski Academy High School. It is going to be a great 7 versus 5A matchup. These two teams, like I mentioned before, they have a lot of history against each other, mostly with Pulaski Academy ending up on top. Joe T. Robinson coach Todd Escola knows this is going to be the toughest matchup all season long against the 7A program. And I know that even though this is a 5A Senator program, this is still going to be a very tough matchup for the Bruins.
Absolutely. One of the things I'm very excited to see is how the new transfer quarterback Tyson Braden comes into this season, gets his first game under his belt for the Robinson Senators. Should be a good good opener for him as he's transferred in from the 7A Central with North Little Rock last season. So this is a good time to get the groove with all your receivers and get everything working here tonight.
Well, we got to see a little bit of them already at the end, the whole team at last Tuesday's benefit game against 4A Fountain Lake High School, which had previously been an 8-man school the last couple of years, but made the jump back to 4A. And the Senators took care of business in the benefit game. Of course, they only played 3 full quarters, but we did get to see a lot of Tyson Braden through the first quarter and a half, and he looked really good. Now, he's going to be a little bit different of a quarterback than what Senator fans have seen the last couple of years. He's more the pocket passer style of quarterback. He put up some really good numbers at North Little Rock, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, just a hair over 2,000 passing yards. But the name that we're probably going to be calling a little bit more tonight is going to be Nick Abrams and possibly Jordan Thomas with how well he played in that benefit game. I think we'll definitely be calling Jordan Thomas's name.
Nick Abrams is a guy. He had 941 yards last year and 6 touchdowns. That's just some major productions out of a running back, and so you automatically know he's going to be a factor in this game. And I'm not going to be surprised here tonight if we see a couple touchdowns from him.
And then Jordan Thomas, of course, he had a solid year, 8.5 yards per carry, just as a backup running back. It's just incredible. But along with just a hair under 500 rushing yards and also about actually, he wasn't as big of an impact in the receiving game as I thought he was. But let's talk a little bit about this home team, the Pulaski Academy Bruins. They were really good last year. They went 10-1 last season with Anthony Lucas at the helm. Actually, 10-3. This was actually last year in 2023 was the first time since I think a decade that they did not play in the 6A state title game. Of course, they are making the jump to 7A for this year along with rival Little Rock Christian Academy. But not playing in the state championship game, that was a little different for this Bruin team. And I know that Coach Lucas is dying to get back to playing at War Memorial Stadium.
Well, Coach Lucas had touched on it earlier in the week about how they were already riddled with some injuries, including their starting quarterback gets injured right at the beginning of the season. And then on top of that, their starting running back moves to Tennessee mid-August, right before the season. That's kind of hard to come back from after losing such key pieces like that to your offense. So I know, like you said, Coach Lucas is definitely going to look to try to turn things around this season. But I'm excited to see what both of these teams are going to do this matchup. Like you said earlier, the past 4 times these teams have met at the beginning of the season, and it's been a victory for the Bruins each time. So hopefully the Senators can turn things around here tonight. I think, with this transfer quarterback, there might be some magic on the field for the Senators, and might be a little might smell like an upset.
Well, what Coach Scola had said, he thinks this is the deepest team he's had in a long time, possibly ever. And that's saying something because this team is full of sophomores. But these are sophomores that he is very confident in, part of an undefeated junior class. They're going to have the coin toss right there at the middle of the field. Looks like Tyson Braden, I think Michael Hayes, I think Josh Smith are out there for the Senators. And then Brandon Cobb is one of the captains for the Bruins tonight. Brandon Cobb, now you did say they did lose their starting quarterback to start the year last year. Well, their backup was stellar. Brandon Cobb was the leading passer in the entire state of Arkansas last year. 4,300 passing yards, 39 passing touchdowns. Just incredible numbers for that guy, considering it's his first start pretty much ever with the Bruins. And of course, this is a team that has had a lot of great quarterbacks. Braden Bratcher and Charlie Pfizer, just to name a couple off the top of my head. Anthony Lucas and Kevin Kelly before him, they might be quarterback whisperers, but this is going to be, I think, a battle between the two quarterbacks.
I agree. So it looks like the Senators are going to defer to the second half. So the Bruins are going to start this ball game off on offense. But before we get into this ball game, I kind of wanted to touch on some of the other matchups we have going on around the state here with the 5A Central, including we have Whitehall at Sheridan. That's going to be a big matchup as Whitehall is one of the was supposed to be a pretty talented team in 5A and is actually Hooten's game of the week. Another game that really caught my eye. Another game that really caught my eye was going to be Sylvan Hills and Maumelle. Both teams that are kind of a rivalry. Central Arkansas, Sylvan Hills coming out of the 6A, Maumelle in the 5A Central with the Senators, a team that they will be facing later on in the season. That's 2 PCSSD schools that are looking to go at it, and I know that should be an exciting matchup for our Maumelle Sports Network team to be covering over there.
Well, here come the Senators. They're getting set up on the sideline. And Pulaski Academy getting ready to run through the banner. But this is going to be a very exciting game. Oh, and here comes the Bruins right from our left, coming from the Judy R. Buck Strength and Conditioning Center. But this should be a fantastic matchup. I know this is not the top 5A game in the state, but this had to be in consideration for that one.
Agreed. A big reason why that Whitehall-Sheridan matchup is such a big game is, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Kevin Kelly has taken over for Sheridan. But this was something that I was unaware of. Daryl Patton is the coach of Whitehall. I don't know if you remember Daryl Patton, who won a couple state titles up there in Fayetteville and has bounced around to a few other teams since then. But that's kind of a pretty big head coaching battle right there. Two of those head coaches going to face off against each other. I would anticipate a pretty good matchup over there.
Well, the Bruins and the Senators, former foes, I think, all the way back in the 4A. And this is a tradition they have been keeping alive, playing each other. First game of the season. I think this is the 3rd consecutive year they have done that. And Bruins getting set to run through the banner. I think they were waiting on head coach Anthony Lucas.
And this is a packed house here.
Yes, it is.
As you can see, both of these stands are completely full. People standing along the sidelines, hoping to get a glimpse of this action that we're going to witness here tonight. I know both of these teams are looking to get back to their routine of getting to state title games. As I know, last year for the Senators was their first time not winning a conference title since I think 2020. I think
sounds right. Yeah,
it's been a while. So
yeah.
I know Coach Escola is looking to get back to those winning ways, and it all starts here tonight.
Sure does. The Senators expected to come on the top of the 5A Central, but of course they have a lot of tough competition later in the season. And then Pulaski Academy, Coach Lucas, during the Big Miller Media Days back in July, he made it seem like everybody was picking Pulaski Academy to come in last. I think everybody with a little bit of sense knows Pulaski Academy is not coming last place in the 7A, not even in their own division. There's still, Hootens has them picked, I think, third in the division.
They haven't picked third behind Bryant and Conway.
And
so
that makes sense.
I mean, that's pretty high praise for a team that just got to 7A to be ranked third behind two of those powerhouse programs, Bryant and Conway. I think that's saying a lot.
Well, William Tate getting set up for the kickoff for the Senators. I highly doubt there's going to be any onside kicks on the Senators side, but of course, as Anthony Lucas and as I think everybody that's ever watched Bruin football knows, that's all they do. They kick onside kicks or kickoffs. They don't punt. Always go for it on fourth down, and they're always pretty good at it. So we're probably going to see a good bit of that tonight.
Back to receive for the Bruins is going to be Joshua Roten, number 20, and number 35, KJ Colin. Here to kick it off for us is going to be.
Yeah, here's Tate. That goes right over into the end zone. That's going to be a touchback.
And there's a flag already on the ground. Was that accidental, or it doesn't look like that was? Looks like that might have been an accidental flag.
Yep.
Don't see those too often.
No, you don't.
They usually have their hands right on it.
Yeah. Well, Brandon Cobb in the offense, a team that has had a lot of success over the years. Last year, passing yards-wise, 357 passing yards a game. Ridiculous for any level of football, especially high school. The team just averaged just over 500 yards a game. Cobb way back in the backfield. The handoff.
Reverse.
Cobb is going to be a trick play right away.
Reverse.
The Senators all over it.
Nowhere to go.
He's got to get it away. Cobb escapes, and I'm not sure if he may have gotten 1 yard, but that was some great pickup defense by the Senators.
Yeah, he makes something out of nothing right there. That was a double reverse pass that ended up going nowhere as the Senators had it perfectly covered, and they just unfortunately couldn't make the tackle going towards the sideline, and they managed to get a couple yards out of it. But either way, good job by the Senators to not let that turn into a big play.
Looks like that's Max Conine in the backfield with the handoff. Fakes the handoff. Actually, that's not Conine, but he goes down. That's going to be a Bruin first down, not before getting hit hard by Josh Smith. That was number 19, Javion Walker, one of the running backs. As you mentioned, their top running back from last year moved away, so it's going to be sort of a running back by committee to see who will be the starter for the Bruins, and Walker, one of them.
That was Patterson with the tackle, almost a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Here's Cobb.
Gets away from pressure.
And he's just going to toss that well. I thought he was going to toss it away, but he was looking for Walker again, just a hair above him. That's going to be 2nd and 10.
That was a good job by the Senators to apply pressure. You know, you can't let these guys just throw all over the field without, because if you do, they're just gonna run it all the way down, get it all the way down the field into the end zone every single time. You've got to get pressure on this quarterback.
Cobb in the backfield.
Empty
3
set.
to his left. Receiver in motion, that's Walker. Cobb looking. He's going to fire to his right. Finds his man. He's open on the sideline. That's going to be another Bruin first down. That will be Will Manning, the senior.
That was Jaden Todd on the tackle after what looks like about a 12-yard gain. The receiver for the Bruins made a man miss, and Todd comes up to make the stop.
Interesting formation for the Bruins. Only 3 linemen in the front. And he's going to give it to Culpepper going down the sideline, pushed hard out of bounds. Trying to see who that is. They look like Michael Hayes, the Central Arkansas commit. Not going to be enough for a first down. Let's see the official markage. I just made up that word, but mark of yardage.
Little screen pass trying to keep the Senators on their toes. And gets a decent amount of yards right there on first down.
2nd and 3 from the 36. Here's Cobb. Fakes the handoff. Oh, he's going to flip it back. Senators had that covered hard, and it's going to be a tackle for a loss. Smith was there, but it almost looks like that could have been Tank Reese also on the play.
The Tanks come rolling in, and you can't stop them.
No, you can't. That is a weapon for this defense.
Talk about staying in your lane and sticking to your job. That's what we just saw right there.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cobb in the backfield. Walker in the tight end spot. Here's Cobb. He's got plenty of time. Launches it to Coldren. Touchdown, Bruins. What a grab by the 6'6" Connor Coldren.
That was just a great catch around the back of the defender. That was Braden Amolo, who was there on the coverage, and it wasn't bad coverage. He was right there in between the ball and the receiver, and there's not much more you could ask for out of a defensive back like that. We talked about it in that benefit game. Hardest position on the field to play, we think. But great catch to the Bruins, and that's going to be 6 on the board for them.
And Bruins going to go for their classic 2-point conversions. 2 receivers on either side. Coldren in motion. Here's Coldren getting the handoff. They almost got to him. He's going to throw it, and the 2-point conversion will be converted. Coldren throwing the pass to look like that may have been Culpepper on the receiving end. So the Bruins strike first and leading 8-0 here with 10:17 left to play in the first quarter.
You know, that's just that new style of football that we've seen come up over the past probably what I'd say 10 years of, go for it, go for 2 every single time, go for it on 4th down, and that's a hard team to stop. And the Senators are going to have to figure out a way to get them in 4th and long situations because they're going to go for it, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know you say it's a new style. It's nothing new for the Pulaski Academy Bruins. They've been doing it since the Kevin Kelly days. Now, of course, he's at Sheridan, like you said, but Anthony Lucas keeping that tradition alive. And I want to say they were doing that before Kevin Kelly's time here in Little Rock, but still, it's something that they, and as well as what we're about to see, is Landon O'Donnell plays D-line and is the starting kicker for this Bruin team. The onside kick. Of course, everybody expects it, but the Bruins are still masters at recovering them. And O'Donnell, and they're going to recover it. The Bruins have the football on the successful onside kick attempt. What did I say? That everybody knows it's coming, but they still are just great at just recovering it.
Yeah, me personally, I'm not much of a fan of this of that style.
I don't think any Senator fan right now is.
Let's just say if I was playing a friend on the new college football game and they were playing like that, I think I might have a few words with them.
Yeah, you're probably right. 2 receivers out to the right, 3 to the left. Actually, one's an offensive lineman. Here goes Cobb. He's going to take off. He's not going to get a whole lot, maybe 3 yards on the play. It's going to be, looks like Cam Harper chasing him down to the Robinson sideline.
Are we sure? I think that was actually, oh, you're right. It was Cam Harper.
Yeah, Cam Harper, one of those players that they expect to play a lot this year and play well. As Tank Reese also mentioned him in the pregame show. And here's
shovel pass.
Cotros, and he's going to be taken down quickly by Joshua Smith, but not before picking up a few yards. Will be 3rd down, 3rd and maybe 4. No, 3rd and 3. 4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here's Cobb. Third and 4, looking for somebody. Oh, and nice!
He knocks the ball loose. That's a fumble. Oh, they're going to call it incomplete, though.
Yep, his arm was going forward. So that will be 4th down, but don't go anywhere because they are going to go for it here.
Caleb
it is 4th and 3.
That was Caleb Doucette coming in there fast on the backside right there. He gets around and he manages to knock that ball out of his hands as it was going forward. So now it's 4th down. Could be a big stop here by the Senators.
Yep, they need this to get the ball for the first time today. Here's Cobb looking, and he's still, and that's a pass deflection. That would look like that was Caden Pettis. And that's going to be a turnover on downs by the Bruins. And the Senators had the ball for the first time tonight.
That was a great job by the Senators to really swing momentum back on their side. They all of a sudden, it feels like this is a totally different ball game. The Bruins were all over. It looked like they were not going to be stopped, and the Senators come out, make a big stop, and get momentum right back on their side.
And there's Tyson Braden, number 1, at the helm for the Senators. 3 receivers to the left, shift on the line. Here's Braden, and he's going to go deep for his receiver. Oh, and great coverage there. That was number 35, KJ Colin, with a great pass deflection. He was looking for Charles Petty.
Charles Petty, he got up there, got both hands on the ball. Unfortunately, the defensive back shoves his hand in there and knocks it out of his hands. That's what you're supposed to do as a defensive back.
Yeah, Colin, one of their best players on the defensive side, at 35 tackles a year ago. He's apparently being recruited by, according to Hootens, every Ivy League school, as he's got an incredible grade point average, and he's a pretty good football player. Here goes Abrams, and he's going to be brought down, but not before picking up about 15 yards on the play. Nick Abrams, his first rush of a senior season, and that's what we expect from Nick Abrams.
Man, he exploded through that hole, and I thought he was about to take it the distance if somebody got that one finger on his jersey, and that held him up from getting into the end zone.
Abrams in the backfield. Petty to the left, 2 receivers to his right. And Braden actually was able to hold on to the ball. No gain on the play. He almost fumbled that football, but nice hands by the senior Braden.
I think Braden was thinking about keeping it, and then might have changed his mind there just a second too late after the fake handoff on the option play. And luckily, it doesn't result in a loss of any yards, so we're going to have 2nd and 10 here.
Well, that defensive line came up hard and quick.
So another pistol formation here for the Senators.
Here's Braden. Going deep again. He's got his receiver, and he's going to – he can't hold on to the ball. A tough break for the Senators. It wasn't going to be a touchdown, but that was going to be 1st and goal if Jaden Todd was able to hold on to that football. But it is still 3rd and 10 right now on the Bruin 41-yard line. Four receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Those are hard
empty
passes
backfield.
to drop, for sure.
Here's Braden rolling right. He's got men coming behind him. He's got to get it away. He's just going to toss that one away out to the parking lot. And that's going to bring up 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 10 from the 41-yard line. Let's see what Coach Escola and the Senators do. I think he's going to lead the offense out on the field.
So you have Braden throwing 2 great passes on this drive, and both of them get dropped. Those are just drive killers. When you have such good passes and the ability to set yourself up in a really good position there, it's hard to move past that. But they're going to come out here on 4th down and see if they can't get it done.
Well, they know they can attack the secondary. I think that's exactly what they're going to do again here. I mean, it is 4th and 10 from the Bruin 41-yard line, and someone's going to take a timeout.
I think that was Braden who turned around to the official to call a timeout. And, that's what you love to see out of a quarterback. If things aren't right, call a timeout, get things settled here early on in the first quarter. Still 8 minutes left in this ball game, and things haven't gone any which way too far yet. So it's only an 8-0 ball game. Let's not make a mistake here on 4th down and give the ball away.
Well, for the Senators, this is a game that this was a team that beat them pretty good last year at their own stadium, 37-13. They are wanting revenge. There's a lot of new pieces on the Senator football team, but there's a lot of new pieces on this Bruin team as well. And both teams, again, we've talked about a long tradition of playing each other despite the difference in classifications. But both teams, I wouldn't say are rivals, but both teams know that when they're playing against each other, it's fierce, and they have to bring their A game every time.
The Bruins, 8 of their last 9 seasons have resulted in a state championship. That's an incredible record right there.
Yeah.
So we know that this team is coming to play, and the Senators have obviously come out here to play as well. We've already got a stop on 4th down on defense, and this offense has gotten the ball moving a little bit with a first down. So let's see if they can't convert here on 4th down.
2 receivers to Braden's right. Abrams in the backfield. He's going to pick up a block. Another deep ball. That's way overthrown, but that will be a flag for the Senator, against the Bruins in favor of the Senators.
That's going to be a pass interference, obvious pass interference there as he clips him right there on the hip and slows up his movement so he can't catch up to that ball. So that's an automatic first down for the Senators.
Yep, and that's a nice break for Joe T. Robinson. It will be 1st and 10. Oh, just saw a lightning strike. I hope.
Yeah.
I don't really want this game to be postponed at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. Uh-oh. I think one of them's talking to Coach Lucas down here on the sideline. I think that might be what they're talking about.
It seems like they're going to keep on play until maybe it gets a little closer. Maybe they did not see that strike, but if it gets any closer, they will have to take a 30-minute lightning break. Here goes Abrams. He's going to get tracked down early, maybe a loss of 1 there. Multiple Bruins.
The Bruins are really bringing the pressure right now. They are sending a lot of men on a blitz, and it's obviously leaving some wide receivers open downfield. They are really trying to put a lot of pressure in the middle of this offensive line and trying to create havoc in the backfield.
Empty backfield for the Senators. Abrams out wide for Robinson. Braden alone in the backfield.
Petty on this far side closest to us.
And he's going to look for him. Oh, another great pass breakup. This time by number 23, Caleb Kelly. Another one of their strong defensive backs.
That's good coverage. That would have been a very tough catch to make. It was a good ball, though, from Braden. Exactly where it needed to be. Can't ask for much more from Braden for the Senators.
Oh, you can't see in our camera, but we have some nasty storm clouds coming in. So hopefully it just goes that way, away from us here at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium. And that's a quick slant, and he's going to overthrow his target.
That was Jaden Carter, the intended wide receiver there, who can't hang on or can't even get a finger on the ball as Braden was getting a lot of pressure in his face, and he just had to let that one go.
4th and 11 from the Bruin 32-yard line. The offense will stay on the field. Big Cam Harper is going to come out there for the Senators. Going to provide an extra blocker.
4th and 11. Here we go. Pistol formation for the Senators.
No safeties back. And he's going to look for Abrams in his hands. Abrams got it, and he's going to be
close to that first down.
He's going to be
marker.
close.
Let's see where the officials spot him. They're going to spot him just a yard short, I think.
Yeah, I think you are right. So that will be turnover on downs for the Senators, but not for a lack of trying. Now the Bruins get it from their own 21-yard line. So really not bad field position to put them in if you're for the Senators. 7:12 remaining in the first quarter.
Next time we see this Senators offense come out on the field, you just got to connect on those long pass plays. That could have been a total momentum shift for them as they missed, I think, three or four good passes from Braden. But let's see if this Senator defense can't come out and have a repeat of exactly what they did last time. Quick little screen pass out to the right side, and he's going to make his way up all the way to the 35 before he's shoved out of bounds.
The sideline is awfully close. The benches are awfully close to where the sideline begins.
That was Jaden Todd on the tackle.
Yeah, there's Javion Walker on the first down attempt, or first down conversion for the Bruins. Walker in the backfield looking like the starting running back for this Bruin offense. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. As Culpepper, against Michael Hayes, 2 of the best players on either side of the ball for either of these teams. And it's going to be a nice hit by Jaden Todd. That was Will Manning on the reception.
He got under that zone coverage and was just wide open right there. It led to an 8-yard gain for the Bruins. And yeah, sometimes it's just a guessing game, trying to figure out where these routes are about to be.
2nd and 2 from their own 43. Here's Cobb. Easy pass out to the right. And it'll be another hard hit this time. The tackle will come from Tank Reese. That will be Will Sabota on the reception in the first down. Another first down for Pulaski Academy.
They're trying to do this to get this Senator defense to move up on top of them so they can throw a deep ball down the field. We'll see what they do here.
Here's Cobb looking deep downfield. He's got his man Culpepper. Another big pickup for the Bruins. Taken down again by Tank Reese. But again, the Pulaski Academy Bruins, big plays on this drive.
Cobb just kind of had a lot of time to throw back there. When you give him a lot of time to throw, he's going to find somebody in that zone. The zone coverage is never perfect, and there's going to be a weak spot every single time.
Walker in the backfield to Cobb's right. Takes the snap. Looking to his left. He's got his man. Touchdown Bruins. What a pass from Brandon Cobb, trying to see who that was on the reception. It looked like possibly Max Conine, another one of their very tall receivers that is on this Bruin offense. That's something we didn't talk about except you and I before the game. They have a lot of really tall receivers. Sabota, 6'5", Culpepper, 6'2", is actually one of the shorter receivers, but Conine, 6'5", and Connor Coldren, 6'6". But the Bruins leading 14-0, going for the 2-point conversion. Everybody in motion. Walker in the backfield to Cobb's right. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off. That's going to be Conine, and he's going to be tackled. No conversion for the Bruins. So a great defensive play by the Senators.
And that's what you need if you're the Senators. I know that was a tough drive to watch right there with it leading to a Bruins touchdown. But at least you get to come away with some kind of feeling of success there, stopping that 2-point conversion. And now that just makes it a 2-score game for the Senators. And the ball is in their court. I will say, though, for Brandon Cobb, you got to talk about a quarterback living the dream. He's got all these great size at wide receiver around him. And that last pass that resulted in a touchdown, he just looked over there and just launched one into the corner of the end zone. He had no clue if he was going to come down with it. He just launched it up there, and that wide receiver just ran down there and got it. He's living definitely the dream life that every quarterback wants to be living in.
Yep, jump balls are easy with this Bruin offense. All that size at wide receiver. I don't think in their entire starting receiving core they have anybody under 6 foot. But O'Donnell on the onside kick attempt for the Bruins. They were able to recover last time out. Let's see if they can do it again. They're going to switch to the left side, but the Senators will recover, and it's going to be a run. It's going to be Nick Abrams. They can't bring him down. They finally bring him down, but Nick Abrams, what a gain on the onside kick.
There's a flag on the field.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go against the Senators. That's unfortunate. After a great run back by Nick Abrams.
Yeah, let's see what the official call is.
Block in the back on the Senators, and that's just going to move it back about 10 yards. That's unfortunate, but either way, still great starting field position for the Senators as they're going to get the ball on the 43-yard line. Very close. They can already taste the end zone. They're just going to have to get after it right here and try to connect more on some of those pass plays.
Or Braden, even in little protection and just with a little bit of time, he's been able to get those deep passes off. It's just a matter of can the receivers get any separation. Here goes Thomas up the right, up the sideline. I think that's going to be just enough for a first down, possibly 2nd and inches for the Senators. And it will be 2nd and inches for the Senators. That was Jordan Thomas, the first carry of the game for him.
He's quick, man. He's got a set of wheels on him. When he gets his motor running, it's going to be hard to stop him.
Actually, they will call that first down. So first down from the Bruin 33-yard line.
Pistol formation.
Here goes Thomas again. Another great carry, another great rushing attempt by the senior. That's going to give him maybe 7 or 8 yards on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
Another nice carry from Thomas. A good back and forth that Thomas and Abrams have. Definitely a good change of pace between these two running backs.
Correction, 2nd and 3 from the Bruin 26-yard line. Thomas in the backfield behind Braden. Cam Harper playing tight end. He takes the snap. Braden has to escape and just throws that one away. There was nobody in the area.
Good job by Braden to know where the pocket was, get outside of it so he could throw it away without it resulting into a intentional grounding penalty.
Yeah.
So that still sets him up with a decent third down to convert here with it only being 3rd and 3.
Thomas still in the backfield for the Senators.
I really like the way the fans get around this field. Makes it feel like backyard football out here.
Oh, it sure does. I mean, you're right there on the field practically. Here goes Thomas. Thomas, a big gain. He's going to be tripped up, but not before landing, I think, about the 13-yard line of the Bruins. So a big first down pickup for Jordan Thomas and company.
That was a nice little 13-yard gain from Thomas. And like I said, he got those wheels turning, and he almost turned it into 6.
1st and 10 from the 15 of the Bruins. And there's no way Thomas is coming out of this ball game. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Petty on the left side, one-on-one coverage against Caleb Kelly. It's going to be another handoff. Oh, no, it's not. I was fooled.
Bubble screen, make a man miss.
And not enough for a touchdown, just shy about the 2-yard line of the Bruins. That might have been Jaden Todd. Kind of hard to see his jersey number from here. You'd probably be able to see better.
I can't tell. I'm looking and looking. I can't tell who that was on that pass, but that was a good job to make a man miss and turn it into a first down.
2 tight ends in the ball game. Here's the snap. Thomas gets the handoff. And nice pushing from the offensive line, but not enough. As they were at the 4-yard line. I thought they were a lot closer, but they will be about at the 2. It'll be 2nd and 2, 2nd and goal, really.
Strange to think that was Braden's first completed pass on that bubble screen, and it kind of went for a first down.
Yeah, Braden's thrown a lot of nice-looking balls. They just haven't been able to connect with the receivers. Thomas, another handoff. Is that a touchdown?
I think he might be just a hair away.
He might be. Yep, he's going to be just short.
I think you might need to.
Yeah, it will be third and
inches, man.
Third and inches.
Third and inches. 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter. This is a very crucial play here for the Senators.
Thomas on the carry. That's a touchdown for the Senators. The Senators get on the board for the first time tonight.
No way you were stopping that man a second time as he rumbles it in there, carrying 2 defenders on his back.
So Jordan Thomas, his first touchdown on the season, the first touchdown for any Senator in this 2024 new season. John Tate. No, I was right. William Tate on for the extra point attempt. And the point after attempt is good as it goes over the field house. So 14-7 is your score with 2:55 left to play in the first quarter.
I don't know about you, but this game feels like it's going double speed right now. It's going real fast. Both these offenses are moving and grooving. Not a lot of clock stoppages, and that's making this game feel like it's going in hyper mode right now.
Really has. The drives, especially for the Bruins, haven't necessarily been very long. That last drive by the Senators probably was a good 6 or 7 minutes long.
And what the Senators just showed is they just exposed their defense. They can run on these Bruins whenever they want. That's exactly what they did on that drive. A lot of running, and it resulted into 6. So I won't be surprised if we see more of those running calls from Escola for the rest of this ballgame. I want to give a big shout-out to everybody joining us here live on the Robinson Sports Network YouTube page. We really appreciate you guys. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button, we really appreciate it over here. And also want to give a big shout-out to our producer, Destin Davis, over here, doing a fantastic job keeping this stream up and getting everything rolling for us.
And that ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. So Brandon Cobb and company coming back out on the 20 to get this drive started. 2:55 left to play in the first quarter. The Bruins with the early 1-touchdown lead. And like you were saying, Jake, this has been a back-and-forth game. A lot of people would expect the Bruins to be the heavy favorites in this game, but the Senators are hanging in there, and of course it's still way too early to determine a result in this ball game.
Sends a man in motion to the far side. Quick pass out.
That's
to the
going to be
receiver.
Culpepper. He's going to get tracked down by Michael Hayes. So a nice ankle tackle by the senior.
That was a good job. It limits him to a 5-yard game. These quick passes are really hurting the Senators. They've got to figure out a way to try to stop those in their tracks, because every single time they're dinking and dunking for 5 yards every single time.
Katros in the backfield. Now he goes in motion with Coldren and Culpepper. So 5 receivers to the left, nobody to the right, empty backfield. Here's Katros. The screen pass set up, and he's going to be just short of a first down. The team will be 3rd and 1 from their own 29-yard line.
That was Jaden Todd on the tackle, and now it's 3rd and 1 for the Bruins.
They're going to go quick here. Cobb outside, going deep downfield. Oh, and close to a Senator interception.
That was double coverage right there by the Senators. Great job of keeping everything covered downfield. He was rolling to his right, didn't have a lot of time to throw, and it resulted in an incompletion.
Yep, if the Senators had just turned their heads just half a second before, that's a early turnover. Actually, the second turnover of the game for the Bruins. But, of course, it will be 4th and 1 here from their own 29.
Empty set. 3 receivers to our side are stacked on top of each other. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a screen to them.
And Coach Luke is not happy at all with the formation, and he's going to take a timeout.
I think that was probably going to end up being a quarterback draw right there. He gets a timeout oftentimes, so that's going to be a 4th and 1 when they get out of this timeout with 1:45 left to go in this first quarter.
We are going to stay right here, though. This has been, again, a great game, and can't really tell on our camera angle, but the weather is just threatening for a thunderstorm or something right now.
They announced it at the softball coin toss.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it. What? Nobody listens on this podcast.
Arkansas getting up buckets.
All right, let's see what the Bruins decide to do here. Looks like they're going to be in that same formation
Yeah, I
they
think
were
you're
before
right.
they came out of the timeout.
Yep, so it'll be Culpepper on top, Cutros there at the end, and it looks like maybe William Sabota right in the middle, the two of them. And he's going to throw to Culpepper. That's not going to be enough
think they
for a
got
first
there.
down. No, he did not. He had to get to the 30. He will be just short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Bruins.
Senators ball. What a stop right there by the Senators to force a turnover on 4th down.
So Senators get it, and the Bruins at the Bruins 29-yard line.
Who made that tackle right there?
It may have been Michael Hayes. It seemed like a plethora of Senator defenders.
It was definitely a group of defenders right there for the Senators. And like I said, stack of wide receivers right there. They were definitely going with a screen pass. And guess what? They read it perfectly. Good job by the Senators.
Nick Abrams, a running back this time around. He's also had some really nice runs in this ball game. Receiver in motion, handoff to Abrams. He's going up to the left, and that's a great tackle.
Not a lot of room to work with there from Nick Abrams, but he manages to get a couple yards out of it.
That was KJ Colon, the defensive back, coming down, laying the big hit on Abrams. But that's not before he picks up maybe 2 yards on the, well, they're saying it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the Bruin 27-yard line.
He did the coin toss.
Empty backfield, 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Braden takes it. He's looking right. He's rolling out. He's got to get rid of it, and he won't, and he will be sacked in the backfield. That will be TJ Logan, the junior linebacker, make the big play for the Bruins.
You know, if you're Braden, you got to have that quarterback clock rolling in your head. You got to realize, you know, once you get to 4 seconds, you probably need to get rid of it or take off with it. He didn't feel the pressure coming from his backside, and it resulted into a sack, and now it's 3rd and long for the Senators.
Let's see where they mark him. 3rd and 18 from the Bruin 36-yard line. 3 receivers out to the left. Abrams in the backfield. 1 receiver to the right, and there's going to be a Senator lineman moving there, so it's going to be a penalty on Robinson.
That's okay. You can't beat yourself up. Still early in this ball game. That's going to push him back 5 yards. It's tough to have a penalty like that in this position, especially when it's already 3rd and long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. Braden's going to have a long way to throw if he wants to convert this one.
At the very least, they could possibly get a field goal out of this. They do have a solid kicker in William Tate. Braden's going to look long, and he's going to get sacked again. This time, it'll be Jackson Redmond, another junior linebacker, making the big play for Pulaski Academy. So let's see what Coach Escola does. It looks like, yeah, they're going to send the punt team out there, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So the Bruins lead 14-7 as we enter into the second quarter of this season opener in week 0.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have more football here on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
So welcome back as we enter the second quarter of play here at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of Pulaski Academy High School.
Looks like they're just going to punt it away.
Yep, the Senators, rough drive at the end of the first quarter. It's going to be William Tate set to punt it away.
You know, the Bruins defense, they love sending blitzes, and it showed right there.
And that's going to be a pretty nice punt for Tate. It's going to take several nice bounces, and that's going to end up at the Robinson 6-yard line. That was a nice punt by William Tate.
Shout out to Tate, getting the Senator bounce and getting it away. He kind of bobbled the ball there on the snap, but manages to get it away, and now they're stuck inside their own 10-yard line. They have a ways to go if they want to reach pay dirt.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the Robinson 6-yard line.
So last time the Senator defense was out here on the field, we saw a turnover on downs. Let's see if they can't come out here, repeat that success, and really keep that same momentum on their side.
Yeah, that was the second turnover on downs in that first quarter of play. The Senator defense, of course, they did allow 2 touchdowns, but they have still played pretty solid thus far early in the game. Let's see if they can keep it up.
This is the formation. We usually see a screen pass out to where all those wide receivers are to our side.
Exactly. 5 to the left. Actually, it's going to be Cobb going to take off, and he's going to run out of bounds before meeting up with Tank Reese.
That's exactly what Coach Anthony Lucas wants to happen, is he wants you to move that defense all the way on that side, get used to them throwing that screen pass, and then guess what? Leaves the whole other side of the field open, and it results into a decent gain. Good job by the Senators to limit it to just a 6-yard gain.
Here's Cobb. He's going to take it himself. He's getting chased down. A nice pickup by Brandon Cobb. That's going to be good enough for a Bruin first down.
That looked like a little bit of a reverse option there. He decides to keep it and results in a first down. This is the first time we've really seen Cobb using his legs this efficiently, so we got to keep that in mind if you're Tadascola.
Cobb rolling out to the right, finds his man, and just short of the first down. Looks like that's Will Manning, the senior receiver for the Bruins. It will be 2nd and 1 from the 30. Javion Walker in the backfield to Cobb's right. Now he goes in motion to his left. He's going to the backfield. He's looking for Walker. Walker jukes a man. That's enough for a first down. They still can't get him down. They finally bring him down. Looks like that's Joshua Smith that officially picks up the tackle. He's not happy. Smith, he's down.
That was a big hit from Smith. He really laid the wood on him, and hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And, sometimes with those big hits, as much as they can oh, it looks like it's just a cramp. It is a hot, humid night out here. He just needs to get stretched out a little bit, get some Pedialyte in the body, and he'll be fine. No, this if you're out here, you can just look up in the sky and you can just tell it's a humid night. It's muggy. It is muggy.
Yeah, but isn't that just Arkansas at this point?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That's a good point, Chris.
Well, Josh Smith is up. He's heading back to the Senator sideline. He was very frustrated after laying that hit. He knew he was going to have to take a few plays off. Mm-hmm. And that's one competitor right there. Does not want to do that at all. Now 14-7, still your score with 10:57 left to play in this first half.
And Smith has made a few tackles for the Senators now so far in this ball game. So not having him on the field could be costly. So you don't want to keep him out for too long.
Yeah, the team's leading tackler a year ago with 112, 69 solo tackles, an average of just about 10 a game. He's already picked up a few really solid offers, one from the defending Division II national champions Harding University, and that's a nice run by Javion Walker, but there is a penalty flag out around the 40.
So a lot of times when the flag comes out later after the play, it's usually going to be a holding call on either side, and this time I think it's going to be on the Bruins.
Yeah, it does look like they're backing up. Yep, it will be holding on the offense.
Holding, those are some drive killers there. As they move back 10 yards, that might be exactly what this Senators defense needed to put them in a really, really tough situation. And now they have a lot of chances to stop this offense.
Yeah, and it was a very solid pickup by Javion Walker, who's been making some plays early on in this ball game. Is only a sophomore. He was the junior high's leading rusher. And in one game against Sheridan's junior high team, he had 9 rushing touchdowns by himself. I mean, that just shows you how dangerous of a player he is. But Cobb, he's dangerous himself, even with his legs. And, almost picked off, and that's going to be Manning. No one to stop it. Will Manning on the sideline for a touchdown for the Bruins. Heartbreaker for the Senators. Wow, what a pass by Brandon Cobb. That's his 3rd passing touchdown of the ball game as the Bruins lead 20-6 here with 10:37 left to play in the first half. That's gut-wrenching for the Senators because they had him rolling out right, they had him pinned in, and they were so close to at least breaking up that pass.
You know, if your linebacker, Nick Tyler, that's just got to eat you up. You get back there, but the quarterback has the wheels to skirt away from you, and it results in a 6. That's just a really tough play for this Senators defense, but looks like we're going to have a timeout from the Senators as there was somebody that wasn't prepared to get to be in the formation out there.
Yeah, I don't think they had enough men on the field, but a good job by the Senator coaching staff to recognize that and call the timeout before a penalty. Well, the 2-point conversion will be coming up, but what a pass by Brandon Cobb. Of course, he's been doing that now in his, will be his 2nd year as the starting quarterback for Pulaski Academy. So that for Bruins fans, that's nothing new. But for Senator fans, I mean, you can look you can't see from your angle, but they're showing that highlight again on the video board. Just what a pass. Just what a pass by Brandon Cobb. It almost seems Talon Green-ish, as we got to see a lot of him in the Razorback game last night.
And shout out former Senator Marion Harris getting the start out there last night.
Yep, at left guard. Oh, he played great.
He did.
Entire offensive line, I don't think they even allowed a pressure, but no sacks allowed in that game. And Marion Harris made a lot of great blocks for the Razorback starting lineup. And we talked to Coach Escola before the game, and he said he just was watching Marion Harris the whole time. He wasn't even really watching the game. Spread formation here. Here's Cobb. He's got plenty of time. His receiver's down, falls down, tripped up by a Senator. So that 2-point conversion will not be converted. Bruin fans not happy at all. He was looking for Walker.
They wanted a pass interference there, but I think it was just incidental contact.
Yeah, it was.
Both guys falling over, accident, and it's just an incidental trip right there. So results in a no call. I think that was probably the right call by the officials when it's that close. You probably don't want to throw the flag. You know, you want it to be obvious.
Exactly right. But the Senators, well, I say the Senators will have the ball, but you never know with this Bruin team on the onside kick attempt. They've already picked up 1 after their first score of the game when it was 8-0, but the Senators were able to come up with a defensive stop after that.
Going to see their classic onside kick here. Let's see which side they want to kick it to.
I bet it will be the left. Well, no, he's starting left. It's going to be the right.
They always switch it to the other side, it looks like.
We'll see.
But here's O'Donnell on the onside kick attempt for the Bruins.
Nope, not this time.
Oh, I was wrong.
Nice.
And nice recovery by number 24, Braden Amolo.
Good job by Amolo to just fall on top of that one. That's a safe way to handle the ball for sure.
I wish somebody would have done that in the Sugar Bowl back in 2018.
Well, Molo, for those of you Conway fans, if anybody's listening, you may know that last name because Donovan Amolo was the starting quarterback for the Wampus Cats actually the last couple seasons, and now he is well, probably not the starter, but he's in that quarterback room for the University of Central Missouri, but a great all-state performer last year for Conway High School. And his brother is going to be in contention in that defensive back room, a senior, going to be one of the main rotators.
All right. Let's see if this Senator offense can't come out here, get things rolling again, as they were stopped on their last time on the field. Let's see if they can't get things figured out.
Petty and Hayes to the left. Here's Braden. And he's going to get tracked down by number 10, Jackson Redmond, for the Bruins. So that will be his second sack of the ball game. And that will be maybe the third or fourth sack by Pulaski Academy as a team.
You know, it's gonna. We already saw that they have the ability to run the ball on this defense. The problem is, though, if you can't show that you can complete some passes against these guys, it's going to be even harder to run the ball. You got to show that you can do it both ways and keep this defense on their toes.
Petty in motion. Thomas in the backfield. Here's the fake handoff, and here's Petty. Petty, a great pickup here on the right sideline. I don't know if it's going to be enough for a first down. It might. Yes, it will be. So that will be a Senator first down.
No, I think it's going to be just a yard short.
Yeah, you may be right.
I think that was kind of a rough spot. I think he could have spotted. No. Oh, they are going to give it to
first
him.
Down. Yeah, it was a great pickup, a 12-yard pickup by Charles Petty.
Nice little dump pass right there by Braden. This Bruins team is bringing the heat, so if you can figure out a way to get this ball out quickly, you can make them pay.
Thomas in the backfield.
Lots of motion.
Thomas on the handoff, and he's not going to get much, if anything. They might even, I think he'll be brought back a yard. Looked like that was Jake Fuller, the senior linebacker, on the tackle. So it will be 2nd and 11 from the Bruin 42.
All right, empty set, 3 receivers to the far side.
Here's the snap. Braden looking left. He's got his man open. That's Jaden Carter, and that's going to be a big pickup on first down for the Senators.
Nice job right there from Braden to get it to his man. If he would have got it just a hair out a little bit more in front of him, that might have gone for 6. Either way, nice first down for the Senators offense to keep the ball moving.
Jaden Carter, one of the team's leading receivers from last year, a team that really did not do a whole lot in the passing game, but he was one of those bright spots with 2 receiving touchdowns on the season. Reed to Braden's right, 2 to his left. Here's Braden. He's going to take it himself, following his line. He's not going to get much. He got hit hard, though. He will be up. I'm trying to see who laid that hit. It was one of the Bruin defenders. That may have been number 35, KJ Colin, who's making some big hits left and right tonight. So 2nd and 9 from the Bruin 18.
So 8 minutes left here in this second quarter. Nice little quick pass from Braden.
And nothing there. The Bruins swallowed that one up easily. That was Colin on the nice coverage. Third and 10 from the Bruin 20. Thomas in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side. Here's the snap.
Play action, roll out to the right.
Braden can't find anybody. That ball went forward. Oh, they're saying that's an incomplete pass, so the play is dead. But the pass rush by the Bruins has been lethal. Braden has to get rid of that ball sooner.
So if you're a Scola, are you going to send out the field goal unit?
And it looks like that's what is going to happen. Looks like that is William Tate out there to attempt the 30-yard field goal from the left hash. Braden is the holder. And kick is up and no good. Just off to the right by William Tate. It sure looked good for a moment, but just trailed off right at the end of that attempt. Well, 20-7 remains your score with 7:12 left to play in this first half here at Rector Field at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium.
That's a tough one to swallow if you're the Senators. The momentum definitely feels like it's on the Bruins side, so it's time for these firefighters to come out here, put out the fire. When I say firefighters, I mean this defense. That's what they need to come out here and do.
Well, the defense has been relied a lot on tonight. The offense has not had consistent rhythm, but for the Bruins, they've been able to find the rhythm. They had it from the get-go. 3 receivers stacked on the near side. Looking for somebody. Oh, that is so close to it, an interception. Oh, that was Jaden Todd who had that in his hands. A miscommunication between Culpepper and Cobb.
I think Todd was just shocked to see that the ball was coming right at him. There was a miscommunication with the wide receiver, and he just couldn't hang on to it. Oh, that's a killer, right? That could have been a huge boost of momentum for the Senators.
Well, still 2nd and 10 from the Bruin 20. 3 receivers to the right. Everybody in motion. It's going to be Culpepper, and they're going to trip him up. That's going to be a tackle for a loss. And trying to see who that was on the tackle. That may have been Josh Smith. Yes, it was Josh Smith again making another great play for the Senators. So losing a yard on the play was Culpepper.
Josh Smith just read it perfectly.
And we have whistles. I'm guessing there was a timeout.
So if you're Josh Smith at safety, you know, that's something that I know a lot of D1 programs really look for in safeties. If you can get down there, read the run, and rush to the ball and really play well against the run, that's something that a lot of D1 teams look for in safeties. So that's something that could be really beneficial for him in the future.
Exactly right. And, of course, last year he had 11.5 tackles for loss, not including the 1 sack he had, along with 4 pass deflections, and as I mentioned, 112 total tackles on the season. He already has that Harding University offer, and if you know anything about Harding, frankly, they're the best team in Division II football right now, winning the Division II championship last year. Of course, Harding University out of Searcy, Arkansas. So it's been a long time, maybe never since a team from Arkansas has brought back the Division II trophy.
So that's 0 timeouts left now for Robinson, as that was their final timeout. Empty set.
Cobb finds his man, that's Coldren. It's going to be a nice pickup by the Bruins. It will be 4th down, but as we know good and well with this Bruin offense, they like to go quickly as there is a man down. That looks like that's Lennox Campos.
Looks like a cramp. Looks like a cramp.
Yep, not surprised. But Lennox Campos, one of the team's top defensive ends, bringing back from last year, 28 total tackles last season.
While we have a little break in the action, I was talking to Coach Escola out there on the field before the game. Recently found out my father, Chris Hall, who was an alumni at the Joe T. Robinson High School, he played football for the high school, and his coach, the father of Coach Escola.
Really?
Kind of interesting. And on top of that, his Coach Escola's mother was his 3rd grade teacher. So shout out to the 2 Escola parents. I heard your watch on the broadcast here tonight, and we really appreciate you guys tuning into the ball game.
All the receivers to the left. Cotros in motion. Actually, that's Manning in motion for the Bruins. Now, 2 other receivers in motion. A lot of movement for this Bruin offense. Here's the snap. Cobb rolling out right, looking for his man. He's got him open. That was William Sobota on the first down reception on 4th and 3. And we have another Senator down on the field. Possibly another cramp.
You see these a lot.
Oh, that was Josh Smith again.
In these early games, you see this type of thing a lot. A lot of cramps. These early games in the season, it's so hot. The heat is still raging out here. We're barely even out of summer, and we're playing football, and that can result in a lot of cramps.
Well, it was Josh Smith again, who was down earlier in this ball game with the cramp. He did come back, he made some plays. He made that tackle there on Sobota, but then went right back down with another cramp. So we should expect him back soon, but let's let him get a good, nice long break and a bunch of fluids in his system.
There's still a lot of time on this clock here before we go to halftime, so you want to look for the Senator team to try to keep the damage to a minimum and try to get off this field without allowing any points.
Play clock rolling down at 5. Receiver in motion. It's Manning. Oh, he's looking to pass, looking for somebody. Not going to find anybody. He's going to take off and run, not before getting hit hard by Michael Hayes and Caleb Doucette.
Caleb Doucette was tracking him down. Unfortunately, that double pass was read perfectly if you consider it a pass, but it ended up turning into a screen pass, and they got a decent amount of yards out of it, or just a couple yards out of it.
Cobb rolling right and almost taken down to his right, and that ball too high, too long for Culpepper, and that will force 3rd down. It will be 3rd and 8 from the 35.
That was number 25, Nick Tyler, who got the pressure on Cobb and made him get rid of it, and it falls incomplete. That was a good job also by number 6, Kyron Grimes, on the coverage.
Here's the snap. Looking to his left, Culpepper again. I think that will be enough for actually, no, it will not. Just short of a first down, so it will be 4th and 2.
That's the benefit of always going for it on 4th down. You know you don't have to get the first down right there, but if you can make it a 4th and short play, it makes things a lot easier for you.
And they're bunched up, and that's Manning on the carry, and that's going to be an easy pickup for the senior wide receiver. So another Bruin first down, again on 4th down.
So all the receivers to the far side here.
Yep. Empty backfield. Here's Cobb looking for somebody deep. He's got a lot of time. He escapes now. A flag on the play, possibly a holding, but not before getting picked off by the Senators. It looks like that was Deuce Williams with the interception. We will see what the flag is.
That's holding. That was holding on the Bruins for sure.
Well, a huge pick-me-up for the Senators. The interception by Deuce Williams. Father was a 12-year NFL All-Pro defensive tackle.
That's exactly what you needed if you're the Senators. A little boost of momentum. Great job by Williams to come up with that interception.
Yeah, Williams not playing the same position as his dad, but his dad was still able to pick up 5 interceptions in his NFL career, so maybe more looking like his son there.
The offensive line for the Bruins has just been doing a great job by getting Cobb protection. So what do you have to do if you're the defensive backs? Make that coverage perfect, and that's exactly what we saw on that play.
Yeah, the holding penalty was declined, obviously. And now the Senator offense is on the field. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Abrams in the backfield. And
timeout Bruins.
Yep, timeout Bruins.
They want to talk it over. I don't think they like the look that the Senators were giving them, so they're going to change some things up.
And they have one more timeout in this first half, and just about 4:47 left to play in the first half. The Bruins still with a commanding lead of 20-7, but the Senators are in striking distance. And they don't necessarily have to go into their 2-minute drill just yet, but they have a great opportunity to add 6 to the scoreboard. But Nick Abrams will be the running back this time out. I can tell with Coach Escola in his offense, it's one running back for each drive. So it had been Thomas the drive before, Abrams the drive before that. Now it's Nick Abrams again on this drive for the Senators. What a lot of coaches do is they just constantly sub the running backs in and out, but he at least is trying to develop a little bit of a rhythm for his backs. Here's the snap. Here's Abrams taking it. It's going to be a nice pickup, and the Bruins, about 4 or 5, track him down, but not before picking up about 3 yards on the play. Will be 2nd and 7 from the Bruin 39.
Get a little update on some of our other PCSSD schools. Maumelle is leading 6-0 against the Sylvan Hills Bears as they are knocking on the door trying to extend their lead in the second quarter.
And Maumelle is at home, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that is a great game right there. And they're going to have a whistle. There is a flag in the backfield, or excuse me, not in the backfield, but around the 15-yard line. Let's see what the white hat has to say. And it's going to be a delay of game on the offense. We'll push them back just a few yards. So it will be 2nd and 12 from the 44-yard line.
If you're Coach Escola, you can't be happy with a delay of game penalty like that, especially with the clock winding down. You're under 4 minutes. You don't want to get rid of this ball and give the Bruins another opportunity to score here right before halftime.
Well, there have not been a lot of penalties, but the penalties have come at horrible times, especially for the Senators. It's hurt the Bruins a couple of times as well.
Man, you know what does feel nice, though? Being out here again on Friday night. I'm happy.
Oh, my goodness,
I'm
yes.
happy to be the new color commentator here for the Robinson Sports Network. I know you're happy to be here, and we're happy all these fans are joining us, and I hope you enjoy having us on your screens for the rest of the season, because I know I'm going to enjoy calling these football games for you.
But they don't really have a choice if they like us or not. But this is my
they
first.
could just put us on mute, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, I hope they don't do that. But here's Braden looking to throw, rolling out. He's just going to throw that one away. So it will be 3rd and 12 from the Bruin 44-yard line. But this is my first time under the Friday night lights. And, of course, we opened the season here on the road at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium. .352 left on the clock.
3:52 left, and this is one that you really want to try to at least get some yardage and maybe go for it on 4th down.
3 receivers to the right, empty backfield. Braden looking, it bounced off the head of a receiver, of an offensive lineman. Wow, that was very close to an interception by Pulaski Academy. But Braden just trying to get that one away, threw it and hit the top of one of his linemen. That may have been number 64, Ari Montgomery, one of their leaders on this offensive line. The guy hit in the helmet with that ball, but now
they're going to send out that punting unit.
Yep, William Tate will be out for a punt. Last punt he had was pretty solid. And back the Bruins up to their own, if I remember correctly, 6-yard line. And Tate trying to get it out. Will be another delay of game on the Senators. I know Coach Escola has to be driven mad with these back-to-back delay of game calls. Now it will be 4th and 17 after the delay of game penalty. Clean snap. Tate, high punt, and not going to get too much there. A few bounces. The bounces help. Gets it to about the 23-yard line.
Not as good of a punt as we saw last time that he came out here on the field, but still a decent punt. Puts him still a long ways away from the end zone, and that's always the objective.
Well, Brandon Cobb and this offense back out once again. The Senators, their defense has played well, considering this is a 7A offense they are up against, but still have allowed 3 touchdowns, all passing touchdowns on the board.
You know, this is going to be one of the tougher games that the Senators have all season long, so let's just see how they battle through this adversity and try to get a stop here.
Cobb looking for somebody, trying to get out of the pocket, rolling to his left, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds. He will pick up maybe 1 or 2 yards on the play, but it was a great job by the Senators secondary closing off any possible receiving lane. Second and 9 from their own 23, and going to stop the play, a penalty on the offense.
Might be a false start.
See what the official ruling is. The officials communicating with each other. Yep. Will be a false start on the offense.
Push them back 5 yards, so now they're in a 2nd and 14 situation.
Well, not favorable for Coach Lucas and his offense, but as we know good and well, they can convert at any point in the field. Receiver in motion. Cobb looking for somebody. Deep ball to Culpepper. Culpepper's got it. Dragged down by Michael Hayes, but not before getting to the Robinson 39-yard line. Well, a great pass from Brandon Cobb to his leading receiver last year, Walden Culpepper. Culpepper, after John Mark Charette, the team's previous leading receiver, went down with an injury 3 games into the season, became such a lethal weapon, 1,400 receiving yards on just about 86 catches last year. Here goes Walker with the carry, and he's going to get picked up. And finally, the Senators bring him down. Did it look like he started walking on somebody's back?
I think he got launched in the air, and then he found his footing, but it was on the back of a Senator player as he was on the ground. It was kind of a funky-looking play there.
Another Senator down on the field. That may be...
It's a cramp.
Yeah, that may be Lennox Campos, who was already down earlier in this game.
A lot of times when you start seeing the cramps, it's going to be the same guys that have it happening to them. It's really hard to get rid of the cramps. Go on the sideline. You can drink as much Pedialyte as you can, but sometimes you just can't get rid of them.
Tonight in the Hug Gymnasium, that's the beige metal building basketball gym adjacent to the front entrance.
Yeah, that will actually not Campos. That will be Darnell Clark.
Hey, I want to thank Lee Crow there for giving us an update on the Salt Bowl. Bryant 14, Benton 0. That's another pretty big matchup going on in the state. One of the biggest games of the season every single year. So Benton already has 3 turnovers. That is a rough start for the Panthers for sure.
Well, Bryant's definitely had that matchup I don't know. Has Benton ever won the Salt Bowl?
They used to win it every single year until about 2005. And then Bryant, one tie.
Walker in the backfield fakes the handoff, and that's going to be big. Dominio Patterson bringing down Brendan Cobb for a big loss, forcing third down for the Bruins.
Patterson came pat into the backfield, and he brings him down.
Well, Dominio Patterson won't be here long for the Senators as he is a senior. Actually, my mistake, he's a junior after moving from Memphis, but Coach Escola knows this is a guy that could be one of the best linemen in the state of Arkansas. Not sure if he means offensive or defensive lineman, but he's looked good at both tonight. Patterson almost got to him. It's going to be picked off by Reese. There will be a flag on the field. We will see who that is against.
I think that one's going to be holding too. That was 2 flags coming out, and as you can see, the defense for the Bruins is just going to head out onto the field because they already know what the penalty was. And actually, I think it was a face mask that they decided to.
Let's see what the ruling is. Of course, it will be Senator Ball. Yeah, it will be holding on the offense. Of course, the penalty is declined. Tank Reese with his first interception of the year.
I said it once, I'll say it again. The Tanks come rolling in, and you cannot stop them when they get to going.
Well, Tank did not have an interception last year. He did have 50 tackles in only 5 games for the Senators in 2023. Just an absolute force for that Senator defense, and is a guy they are very happy to have back.
Reese has been all over the field tonight, has a tackle for loss, a few solo tackles, and now an interception. He's playing his part here in this first half of the ball game.
Yeah, very nice junior debut. Braden alone in the backfield. Looking to his right, he's got a receiver, and he cuts back. There's that flag on the field, cutting back totally. Coaches may not be happy with that pickup, even though he could have had more if he had just taken on the contact, but that was Kyron Grimes on the pickup.
Well, there's a flag came out, so I'm guessing that's going to be a holding on one of the receivers. I didn't get a good look at it, so I couldn't tell you if it was a fair call or not. Oh, a block in the back. That's, you hate to see that if you're Coach Escola. Those penalties right there can kill your drive, as now they're set up for a first and about 14 now. Oh, it's second down? They lose the down for that?
No, it was second down.
Okay.
Here's Braden looking right. He's got his man as Grimes again. Oh, he jukes a man. Oh, jukes a second man, but he will get taken down, but not before picking up about 4 yards on the play. Some nice run after catch maneuverabilities, abilities there.
Grimes moves, getting a little grimy out there, making men miss.
Will be 2nd and 10 from the Robinson 46-yard line. Nobody in the backfield again. 4 receivers out to the right. 3 to the left. And Braden swallowed up again by that strong defensive line. That's going to be Peyton Adams and JT Felon.
I mean,
on the sack.
He didn't really have a lot of time there. You know, when you only get 2 seconds to try to get the ball away, it's hard for those receivers to get open.
3rd and 17.
And the Bruins are going to take their final timeout of the first half. 55 seconds remain in this first half of action. 20-7 is your score. 3rd down, 17 yards to go from the Robinson 39-yard line.
That's Coach Lucas saying that they want to get the ball back and they want to try to put some points on the board here before halftime. So Pulaski Academy has no more timeouts. So it's going to be interesting to see what Coach Escola does. Is he going to try to throw a deep ball here or just run the ball and get that clock moving? And I think if they run the ball and milk some of that time off the clock, they might not have enough time to get the ball back. Oh, well, actually, I take that back. They're going to have at least like 10, 15 seconds on the clock.
Yep, Coach Escola does have a decision to make here. But the Robinson offense has been stagnant as of late. They've had a good couple of plays where they'll pick up a first down a little bit more, but they have not been able to do much on this drive after that Tank Reese interception. 3 receivers, 2 Braddens left, 1 on the near side. Thomas in the backfield. Here's the senior Braden. Handoff to Thomas. Thomas, that's going to be a big pickup. Not enough for a first down.
It's close, though. He's only 2 yards away.
Exactly. 4th and manageable.
I think they might keep the offense out on the field. You know, you let the clock tick down. It's about a 10-second difference between the play clock and the play clock and the game clock. So we'll see what Coach Escola does here. I might go for it here.
Well, 24 seconds left on the game clock. They're staying out on the field. Clock rolling down, now at 15, 14, 13, 12. Here's Braden looking deep, throwing deep. There's a flag on the field.
That's going to be pass interference unless he picks it up. I don't think – I mean, that has to be pass interference. What else could it be? Unless it's defensive holding.
Well, 5 seconds are on the game clock. Yep, it is holding on the defense, so that will give the Senators a little bit more room, or less room, the throw that is, but a little bit more room down the field.
So first down, that's going to stop the clock, and that gives the Senators one last chance to try to get this one into the end zone. I also want to say we've had the privilege to talk to Coach Escola a few times over the past few weeks, and make sure you guys tune in early in these broadcasts. As we the 30 minutes before the broadcast, we get to highlight an interview with Coach Escola and some of our fine Senator players.
Yeah, Tyson Braden and Tank Reese were this week. We'll see who comes up next week. Braden taken back down in the backfield. Again, that is JT Phelan on the sack for the Bruins. So a big first half for the Pulaski Academy Bruins as they lead 20-7. As we head into the second half, the Senators will have the ball. We'll take a quick break here for halftime, but stay tuned for the second half of this Week 0 action.
Project Zero is a 501c3 nonprofit with one goal, and that is to have 0 kids in foster care waiting to be adopted.
And we're hoping to have 0 kids waiting. That's our whole goal, Project Zero.
It means no kid is forgotten, and there are people always fighting for kids to find their forever family, no matter how old they are.
there's not awareness out there. I don't think people understand the need that we have here in our own state for these children who are wonderful children waiting for forever families.
And welcome back to the second half of this Week 0 matchup, the first game of the season for both the Pulaski Academy Bruins and the Joe T. Robinson Senators. We are live here from Rector Field at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium on the campus of Pulaski Academy High School. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Chris Gay, joined by my color analyst, Jake Hall. Well, Pulaski Academy has had their hands all over this game. They have been in control, leading 20-7 as we enter the second half. What went well for the Bruins?
Well, they were able to move the ball on the ground, and I think that was probably the highlight of their offense was their running game. That's what resulted into the touchdown. In fact, the touchdown scorer was Thomas from the backfield, number 3. Number 3, Jordan Thomas, who was the one that got it into the end zone, and I think that was kind of the highlight of their offense. They couldn't ever really get the passing game working, couldn't connect on those deep throws there at the beginning of the ball game, and then later on into that first half, they just couldn't keep the pressure away from Braden. He just had no chance to throw it. Another good spot though for these Senators was that defense. They were really playing with 2 turnovers now.
Well, the defense for both squads has been working hard, but the defensive front for the Bruins has been putting Braden on his back in the backfield, and they've been really overwhelming that offensive line tonight. What do you think Coach Escola is telling his offensive line as they head out into the second half?
I think Coach Escola is telling them that they've got to be more aware of who's going to be blitzing. You got to be able to make those calls on the line, call those blitzing linebackers out, and try to move your calls and move your feet in the right direction to try to slow down this pass rush at least a little bit. It's been very difficult for them, but on the other end, what they could do is also try to get float some screen passes in there. Try to mix up the play calling and try to keep this defense on their heels, and it might slow up the pass rush just a little bit, enough to where Braden can start working in the backfield and use his great arm that we know he has.
Well, the Senators secondary, they've been diced up a few times, especially by Walden Culpepper. He has to have over 100 yards at this point in the air, but Brandon Cobb has been pretty accurate tonight, has had 3 passing touchdowns, but the only knock against him, he has thrown 2 interceptions, 1 to Tank Reese.
And the other to Deuce Williams.
That is exactly right. So the defense has been able to cause the turnovers, but the problem is Braden has not had enough time to get any ball downhill or downfield, and the running game just has not been totally established yet for the Senators. But this is a team that knows how to come back in the second half, so we'll see what Joe T. Robinson has in store for this Bruin home crowd.
I think you kind of are now looking for your receivers. Charles Petty, he's a sophomore, but we know he's one of their best go-to guys out there. Kind of looking for him to try to get open and try to hang on to the ball when it's thrown your direction, and that might get this offense rolling for the Senators. And another good part about the Senators, they get the ball to start this half, so exactly. they have their chance to try to get momentum on their side and get the ball rolling here in the second half.
Well, one of the bread and butters, actually 2 of them for the Bruins, one being the 2-point conversions. Only 1 has been allowed in this game for Pulaski Academy. It was their first one of the ball game. The Senators have been able to stop them in the backfield to prevent the other 2 2-point conversions. But the other part that Pulaski Academy is traditionally known for is the onside kick ability. They did recover 1 early on after their first score, but the Senators have been able to recover the previous 2 or the subsequent 2 from the Bruins. So they know what the Bruins are. They know what they like to do, and they've been able to hold them in.
I want to give a quick apology to Miss Schumpert there. I apologize. We definitely should have had that sound on. That's our fault. We thought we had the sound on. I think a little bit of that was on me right there for not having the headset out there so you guys could hear the band the dance team for the Bruins. That's on me, and I promise you next time we will make sure we have the sound on, especially when we're at home, when we get to hear the Senators band come out there and do their performance.
Well, what I will say is that the Bruin band and the cheer squad looked and sounded great as well. Here is O'Donnell on the onside kick attempt. And picked up by Abrams. Took him a second. He bobbled it, but he was able to fall on it. So Nick Abrams actually recovered one of the other onside kick attempts, and he almost took it 30 yards, but was brought back due to a penalty on the last onside kick attempt.
All right, so this offense is going to come out here, try to make it a clean slate. You know, you're only down 2 scores. You're definitely still in this ball game. Come out here, hit them in the mouth, and try to get in the end zone quick.
When you have to give enough time to Tyson Braden that gets those balls down the field, he has a solid arm, and he's got some fast receivers that just have to also get some separation from these really solid defensive backs. Shift from the defensive line.
Lots of pressure from the Bruins.
Abrams running on the left. He got some good separation, maybe about 4 or 5 yards on the carry for Nick Abrams.
That's another thing that this Senators team could do. You know, where they're bringing the pressure, they're bringing a lot right up the middle. They're sending these linebackers just letting them pin their ears back and sending it up the middle. If you do that, maybe get a couple runs out wide, try to stretch this defense out a little bit, and you might slow down the pass rush a little bit.
And nobody in the backfield now for the Senators. 3 receivers on the far side, 2 on the near. Here's Braden looking left. He's got his man. Nice juke from the receiver. That's definitely going to be a Senator first down.
Hold on to the ball, Petty.
Exactly. That's Charles Trey Petty on the first down reception. We did mention at halftime, just you and I were talking, they needed to, of course, throwing the ball downfield wasn't really working in that first half, but getting it over the middle seemed to be the recipe for success, or should have been, was a possibility, and now that looked pretty good right there.
And when you get in an empty formation like that, if you're Braden, when you see that linebacker blitzing from the left side like that, that leaves a hole right there in that zone. So that was a good job by Braden to spot it out.
Abrams on the carry will get about a yard or 2. Jaden Carter has come in for Jaden Todd.
At the 37-yard line.
So it will be 2nd and 8 from the Bruin 37-yard line. Here's Braden. Pressure coming. Can't get him down the first time, but the second time by Ronan Rutherford gets him down, the strong senior defensive lineman.
You know, that was just good coverage by the Bruins. There was nobody open down the field, and Braden was hanging on to it, trying to find somebody open. Made one man miss, but couldn't do it a second time, and it resulted in a sack.
It will be 3rd and long, 3rd and looks like 14. From the Bruin 43. Empty backfield once again. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Braden looking. Quick pass over the middle. Oh, the ball is loose.
He was down.
Is he down? I think the
down.
receiver is down. That was Jaden Carter on the reception.
And they're going to say he was down. Good call by the official.
It will be 4th down, and it was a good pickup, about 10 yards. 4th down and 4.
All right, Braden, the transfer quarterback coming in this season. See what he can do here on 4th down. Empty set for him.
3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. If Braden just gets enough time, he can make a play happen for the Senators. Here's Braden looking left.
That was pass interference.
No call.
That was no call, but that was definitely pass interference. Petty was coming across the middle and just gets totally shoved before the ball gets to him. Unfortunate for the Senators is they don't get the call, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yep, turnover on downs on the first offensive drive by Joe T. Robinson. And now the Bruins have it at their Senator 33-yard line. Well, with the exception of the 2 interceptions, this Bruin offense has been working really well. They've been able to dice up the Senator defense nicely. Well, and I might also add the 2 turnover on downs they had also on 4th down a couple times in the first half. Cobb, nobody in the backfield, pressure coming, and here comes Culpepper and tracked down easily by Tank Reese. That's going to be a tackle for a loss by the junior, Tank Reese.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I just heard some shots fired by Mr. Tank Reese right there. What a tackle by Reese to track him down and not let him get any kind of gain.
They're still saying 2nd and 10, so no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Cobb looking left. He finds his man over the middle. Big tackle from both Smith and Deuce Williams, but it won't be enough to prevent them from getting a first down. So another Pulaski Academy first down as they are now set up at the 47-yard line.
Right around midfield for the Bruins, and they're in an empty set, so going to see a pass right here.
Here's the snap. Cobb was rolling. He's looking for his man and led him a little bit too much, and that will be an incomplete pass.
That was a good job by this Senators coverage team to keep it out of the hands and not really give him any lanes to throw through.
He was looking for Hunter Ardoin. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's Cobb, handoff to Katros, and he's gonna, well, he actually got a respectable gain, but not before a flag.
That's a late flag. I think it's gonna be a face mask. They're gonna call face mask on the Senators right there. I don't think, it didn't really look like much of a face mask to me. I think it was just like accidental. He was already down.
Yep. Face mask on the Senators. Will be an automatic first down for the Bruins. As they are now set up on the Senator 35-yard line.
Another empty set for the Bruins. Senators could use a stop right here to try to set them up for a 1st and long or a 2nd and long.
Here's Cobb. Pressure coming. He gets away. Cobb looking deep downfield. He's got a man open. Interception by Deuce Williams. Pick number 2 for number 2.
Deuce Williams, you're all over the field. That's Deuce interception for Mr.
Yeah.
Deuce Williams. How about that for the Senators?
What coverage from the two-way star for the Senator team.
Let's look at it on this instant replay as we're about to see Mr. Williams make his Deuce interception for the night. Wow, what a great job by him to really track that ball down in the air and go up and climb the ladder to get that one.
Well, unfortunately for the Senators, they will have bad field position here. Of course, their offense really has not been able to get much going in this game, but even still, you have the ball.
So that was a great job by the Senators, exactly what they needed, a nice little turnover. They get the ball back, and now their offense comes out here. They've been struggling as of late. Maybe they might be able to turn it around here and get this ball moving.
3 receivers to the near side. Here's Brad, and he's going to throw, and receiver kind of off. Timing was off on that route.
I think Braden, with the amount that he's been pressured all night, when you get pressured like that over and over again, it kind of speeds up your mental clock on how much time you have to throw. And I think he just got rid of that one just a hair too early, and the receiver wasn't able to catch up to it.
2nd and 10 from the Senator 3. Another throw again to the outside, and is that going to be a safety?
No, he got his feet out.
Yeah,
He's got his feet out.
Yeah, he is down. Looks like that's not good for the Bruins. KJ Colon coming up limping off to the sideline. Possibly a cramp or something with their senior defensive back. But now it's 3rd and 13 from the Senator 1-yard line.
So right here, I think you just have to run the ball. Like I'm not really sure if you pass it right here. I think you're kind of at. I don't know. I'm not really sure what you do here. I think running the ball would be best, but we'll see what they do.
Oh, they're going to pass. Here's Braden. Braden deep
shot.
downfield to his receiver. Oh, and incomplete off the helmet of Jack Trelfa, the senior defensive back, breaking up that play. Braden was looking for Jaden Carter, who he's connected with a couple times tonight, but now the punt team will head out onto the field for Robinson. Tough break for the Senators after the second pick by Deuce Williams.
That's a rough turn of events there, as you saw the defensive back shaking his head after he made the incidental play of hitting the ball with his helmet. But either way, the helmet tip. But that's going to lead to a 4th down. Tight punt right here. You're going to have to do everything you can to keep them away from the punter.
Here's Tate.
They got
a solid punt considering where he was. Heading to the sideline. That will be about the 30, and they're going to say they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line, so it will still be in Senator territory. But considering where Tate was, all the way backed all the way up to the back of the end zone, a near 50-yard punt, not so bad. Well, the score remains 20-7 with 6:28 left to play in this third quarter. And the Bruins back on offense. A solid offensive drive being helped out by some Senator penalties, ended on that Deuce Williams interception. Do you think he's got number 3 in him tonight?
I would love to see Mr. Deuce Williams go for the hat trick. That's exactly what I'd like to see.
And a bunch of Senator defenders bringing back Walker into the backfield.
That was a great job. Joshua Smith leading that host of Senators.
I think Tank Reese was in there too. I mean, all the usual suspects in there on the tackle.
It's hard to get the ball moving when you're in those Senate chambers in the middle of that line like that.
Walker to Cobb's right. Takes a snap. Here's Walker. He gets away from Senator defenders. Oh, is able to break the tackle, but it is pushed out of bounds.
Oh, gosh. I hope nobody got hurt over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of fans on that sideline. It's standing room only all the way to the end zone by whatever buildings this is for Pulaski Academy. I did not go here in high school, so I do not know what building that is. Here's Cobb with Walker in the backfield. Cobb looking for somebody. It's going to be Walker, a screen pass. It's going to be a big pickup. Walker in the red zone.
And now you're starting to see the fatigue of the Senator defense. They've been out there a lot. They've been out there the majority of the night, and when the offense can't
That's going to be Jaden Todd down on the field. Oh, he's getting up, but
he's limping away. It might just be a stinger. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we got another player down on the far side as well. I think that one might be a cramp. We'll see. But, yeah, no, you're seeing the fatigue start to hit the Senator defense. They've been out there the majority of this game. Your offense has gone back-to-back struggling possessions to get the ball moving, and this Bruins offense can be a killer when they are just dinking and dunking it, just moving it down the field methodically. It's really going to wear your defense down.
Both teams are getting set up to play, but that one Senator player, still don't know who it is. I think it's someone on the defensive line, is still down, being checked out by trainers from both sides. And he's up. That's Lennox Campos, who's already been down once due to a cramp, but he's up and moving around, taken to the sideline. I'm sure that's, again, the issue. Cramps. It's humid. First game of the season. More work on your body than you've gotten all summer long, and it wears down on a player. A lot of movement. Switching sides for the receivers. Cobb, shovel pass to Walker. Can't get anything going. Taken down by 2 Senator linemen.
That was number 61, Cole Goodman, on the tackle right there, and as he brings him down.
Remains 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Here's Cobb. Nobody in the backfield, looking to throw, looking, back of the end zone. Right, that's open. Too easy. William Sobota is the 4th receiving touchdown for this Pulaski Academy Bruin team. 26-7 is your score with 5:07 left as the Bruins get ready for a 2-point conversion attempt.
This is gonna be one of the Senators' toughest games all season. You're going up against a 7A opponent. You're in 5A. They have a lot of speed, and it's really showing as the fatigue is starting to set in on this defense.
Empty backfield. Culpepper in motion. Culpepper, he's got him. That's too easy for the Bruins. The nice misdirection motion by the Bruin offense leading to an easy 2-point conversion. So 28-7 is your score with 5:07 left to play in this third quarter. The Senators, I always keep trying to say they will have the ball, but Bruins do like that onside kick, so you never know with them.
It was, though.
So let's see what the Bruins decide to come out here and do. See if they're going to go for another onside kick.
Yes, they will.
Here with another.
Because they don't know they could probably do a pooch kick, but with their offense rolling, give them another shot.
You got to think how much do they practice this onside kick? Like they've
got
to dedicate like 20, 30 minutes of practice every single day to just onside kick practice.
Well, and I still can't remember who did this documentary, but someone did a docu-series on Pulaski Academy as O'Donnell on the onside kick attempt is recovered by the Senators. That was a great job. It looked like it was Tank Reese on the recovery. But again, it bothers me. I can't remember who did the docu-series on Pulaski Academy from, I think, 2018 or 2019. And it was when Kevin Kelly was still the head coach. But I think they spent maybe a whole episode discussing onside kick and Kevin Kelly's philosophy of never punting, always going for it on 4th down, always doing the onside kick regardless of the score. And again, I mean, the philosophy is still alive with this Bruin team. Coach Lucas talked about it at the Big Miller Media Days. Someone asked, you're moving up to 7A, are you going to abandon the onside kick? And he said, no, we may do regular kickoffs a little bit more often, but the onside kick strategy is here to stay for this Bruin special teams.
Empty set for the Senators.
Here's Braden. A lot of pressure coming. Pressure taking him down. Again, that's 73. Walker Wooten, the senior defensive lineman, coming up with a sack for the Bruins.
He tried to move up in the pocket, and there was just no room. And there was just no room for him to move up right there. I think that's the exact opposite of what you wanted to see if you're Coach Escola, because right now you have good field position to start this drive. What you got to do is you have to avoid plays for a loss. You got to keep the ball moving, even if it's a yard or two. Trying to chip away and moving the ball forward just a little bit can make all the difference in a drive.
2 receivers on either side. It's actually Bryson Cunningham at the running back spot, but nobody there.
I think there might have been a little bit of confusion on the routes that were supposed to be run on that far side. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Senators.
Will be 3rd and 14. With 4:18 left to play in this third quarter.
You know, they're down a couple scores here, and I don't expect this team to have an ounce of quit in them. They're going to keep coming out here and trying to battle their way back into this ball game, because that is something that that this Senator culture is all about, and that's never giving up and just always keep your nose to the grindstone.
Braden looking deep for his man. It's double coverage. Miscommunication on the route. I think Caden Pettis expected, well, miscommunication at the very least. So the punt team is heading back out onto the field for Robinson. So William Tate back out there to punt for the Senators. Has had a few nice punts for Robinson, getting a lot of work here in the second half.
You know, that's a good thing about these non-conference games, though. A win or loss, the conference schedule is what you really care about, and there's a lot of things that the Senators have done right here today, especially in the first half and earlier on in this quarter. I think they just have to figure out a way to keep to build on that, and they might be able to get a couple scores and get back into this ball game.
So it will be 1st and 10 from, looks like, the 21-yard line. The Bruin 21, that is. 4:02 left to play. 28-7 is your score. Pulaski Academy, the home squad, leading earlier.
I'm calling it right here. Deuce Williams with the hat trick right here. Let's make it happen.
Yep, 3 picks. Already has 2 picks in this game. 3. The trifecta would be huge in this game. Cobb still has it. Faked out a couple players. He's got his man. That's Williams.
That's a screen pass.
And a helmet is off. That's Todd. His helmet's off, but that was a great pickup. Actually, not Williams. That was Will Manning on the first down pickup for the Bruins.
Todd's going to have to head to the sideline. So when your helmet comes off like that, you got to take a play off.
Three receivers on the far side, 1 on the near. Katros in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Going up, he's going to get a first down and more. Brought down by Michael Hayes. Charlie Katros has a few carries in this game. It's the team's leading returning rusher, that is, with 396 rushing yards last season, just under 4 yards per carry.
And that's going to be a timeout.
It's going to be the Senators' timeout. So their first timeout taken of this second half. So 28-7 remains the score with 3:36 remaining in this third quarter of play. Jake, I know this has been a rough game for the Senators. You can tell they are a bit gassed, and they're fighting some injuries right now. But what do they have to do to get a little bit of rhythm back on offense?
I think something that you could do is running the ball is always something easy to do. Just even a gain of a couple yards to try to get the ball moving forward. It feels like it's been a while since we've seen them get a play for gain. So you want to quick dump off passes, nice little slant passes, and maybe a couple handoffs might be the answer to try to get this offense moving again. Give you an update on the score for another PCSSD school matchup. Maumelle leads Sylvan Hills 12-0 in the third quarter. Screen pass out to the left, and he's fine, and he's going to get taken down after
we do have a flag on the field.
So I think this flag might negate a 6-yard gain on the screen pass for the Bruins, as I think it's going to be a holding.
Yep, exactly right. So we'll back up this Bruins offense. That was Sabota on what would have been a first down, if not, or not first down, excuse me, a nice pickup, if not for the penalty.
So 1st and long, and this is the type of situation you're looking for if you're the Senator defense. You know, put them behind the sticks and make them work for it.
Calling it first and 18 from their own 49. Cobb looking deep again to Culpepper, but overthrew him.
That was probably best for the Bruins that he overthrew that one, because I think number 6, Kyron Grimes, might have been able to jump up and snag that one out in front of the receiver if he would have thrown a better ball.
Bunches on offense. Cotro still in the backfield with Cobb. Cobb takes the snap, bobbles it for a second. He's going to go forward, and that was a big hit by the Senator linebacker. That's Tank Reese, getting Cobb out of bounds on the Senator sideline.
You know, and that's something that this Bruins offense has done well today. Is the offensive line has been spreading the defensive line out enough to where Cobb has lanes to run if he needs to take off with it. Nobody's open, and the Senators' defensive backs have been doing a great job of holding the coverage down. So we've seen him run quite often.
Shifts on the defense. Pressure coming. Close to a first down, but he will be short. Cobb connecting with, looks like Will Manning there.
That was Joshua Smith with a pretty tough hit right there on the receiver. So that's going to bring up 4th down now. See if they can't get a stop.
Correction, that was Charlie Cotros on the reception. But 4th and 2 on the Senator 35. 4 receivers to the right, empty backfield, 1 to the left. 4-man front for the Senators, but they're sending pressure, sending 6, and not going to be enough for a first down. It will be turnover on downs for the Bruins. The Senators will have the football at, I believe, about the 35-yard line.
Now that's what I'm talking about, Senators. Getting in there, making the clutch stop there on 4th and short to get your offense back out on the field. That's exactly what they needed to try to get some momentum on their side. Now it's up to this offense to try to get it into the end zone.
Still plenty of time to make some plays here in the second half. Just 2:32 remaining in the third quarter. Thomas in the backfield for the Senators. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Hand off to Thomas. He's going left. Oh, what a juke by Thomas.
There he goes.
Thomas, big pickup for Robinson. Well more than a first down for the Senators. Thomas will leave the field, and Abrams will come on.
That's their first big play of the second half. That was a nice first down. That was a nice first down by the Senators. And to get it all the way up to midfield.
1st and 10 from the Bruin 47-yard line. Bratton takes a snap, hand off to Abrams. Well, nothing was going to be there. He will be tackled for a loss. It is Ronan Rutherford on the tackle for loss for Pulaski Academy. Be a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11 on the Bruin 49.
At the 49-yard line, a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11, right here. You know, you might run the ball, whatever you want to do. You want to try to make maybe get a short gain here to try to make it more 3rd and manageable here in the next down.
Here's Abrams going up the left side and can't get a whole lot there. No gain. Tackle, looks like the tackle was by T.J. Logan.
So that gets them back up to their original starting point here on this set of downs. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
All receivers in the game for the Senators. It'll be Todd, Petty, Hayes, and Carter. along with what looks like Deuce Williams out there as well, who also plays receiver for the Senator offense.
He's got time to throw.
Yeah, Braden's got time. He's going to roll out. He's going to take off. Will it be enough? It might be. It might just be enough for a Senator first down, which we have not said in a while. Well, I say a while. I guess that Jordan Thomas first down earlier. But a little bit of momentum. Actually, they have him marked.
They have him marked.
Yeah, they have him marked at the 39-yard line. I thought it got a little bit more than that. But it will be 4th and short, 4th and 1 from the Bruin 39. 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
So who is that back? That's Deuce Williams back
in the
there.
Backfield, exactly. A do-it-all player for the Senators. He's going to take the handoff. That's going to be a first down for the Senators. Deuce Williams playing really his third position tonight. Defensive back, wide receiver, running back. What can't he do? I mean, maybe even put him at defensive lineman, see what he can do there.
That was a good job by Williams to know where the sticks were and get just enough to get that first down. So that, just like that, Senators have a nice, fresh set of downs. See what they do with it.
Two receivers out to the right. Williams in the backfield. Braden looking for his receiver. He's got Todd. Todd, it's going to be, well, he's trying to reverse field. I don't think it'll be enough for a first down, but it will be 2nd and short. He might have had a first down, but had a Bruin wrapped around his ankles. Yeah, it will be 2nd and short.
You know, these wide receivers are trying every single thing in their arsenal to try to break away from these tackles so they can break it off for a big touchdown score. Good job by Todd to hold on to the football and get a decent game for the Senator offense.
Handoff to the running back. It's Williams again. That's another first down for Deuce Williams at tailback. And there is a Bruin down on the field. It looks like that's number 33, Peyton Adams. Oh, he's up.
He looks like, I think he might have just got a stinger there for a second.
Yeah, they will take him out of the game. But that is the end of the third quarter. The Bruins remain in the lead 28-7 as we enter the fourth quarter of action.
We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more football for you here on the Robinson Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
To the Robinson Sports Network as the Senators have the ball to start the first quarter from the Bruin 25-yard line. It is 1st and 10. This has been a solid drive for Robinson, and it's a quick pass. Braden finds a receiver. It's Deuce Williams. Deuce Williams has been all over the field literally in the second half, and he was taken down by number 9, Jaden Nash, but he is down on the field. Yep, Nash is hurt. Again, either, like you said, a stinger or a cramp. It's what we've been dealing with all night. Does not seem like there have been many major injuries. Hoping that stays the case. Looks like Nash. I don't want to speculate anything, but this Robinson offense has been moving the ball downfield on this drive here in the second half. Nash is up and heading to the sideline, but that was a first down pickup by Deuce Williams off the slant route.
That was, I think, this offense has been moving, and a lot of it goes to, you got to credit to Mr. Deuce Williams, who's made a couple clutch runs. Now a clutch catch and run for a first down. Braden's getting them the ball, and it looks like they've got a little bit of mojo working here.
Can't forget about the 2 picks earlier in this ball game that gave the Senators some opportunities to produce on offense. They didn't take advantage, but they are now. Braden looking left. He gets it. Is that a – they may call that down. They may call that an incomplete pass. No, they won't. They will call that a strip sack fumble. So the Bruins, just like that, picked up the football. All that momentum by the Senators, and the Bruins just swipe it right back.
That's some bad news for the Senators. You know, you finally get your offense working for, I want to say, probably the first time in the second half, and then all of a sudden the turnover monster rears its ugly head as Braden couldn't hang on to the football after he got sacked, and now it's in the hands of the Bruins.
Brandon Cobb back out there at quarterback for Pulaski Academy. He's been working. His offense has been doing extremely well in front of this home crowd. Here's Cobb. Cobb, a lot of pressure coming from Patterson, and he had to throw it in the dirt, but there's going to be a flag on the field. I'm not sure if this is going to be intentional grounding.
It's pretty far down the field. I'm not sure what this could be.
Let's see what the White Hat has to say. Coach Updegrove, the defensive coordinator for the Senators, was jumping up and down about something. Oh, ineligible receiver. Okay, so that will be on the Bruins. It will back them up.
You know, that's going to back them up, but I got to give a huge shout-out right there to Dominio Patterson because he was all over Cobb right there, all up in his face, and that's what resulted in the incomplete pass.
Yeah, Patterson is just a mound of muscle and just running. He's been able to get through this defensive line well. Cobb downfield looking. Oh, Hayes off his fingertips. Hayes, it was overthrown for Culpepper. Hayes was really looking for. He would have joined in on the interception party today.
He tried to make the center field grab right there, just a little bit out of his reach, though.
There's Hayes last season, the team's top defensive back. They actually only had 1 interception last year, but did record 8 pass deflections. He's already committed to the University of Central Arkansas. He joins an FCS school that is known for producing solid defensive backs. And it's going to be Cauldron. He's going to get a good chunk of yards. Goes flying, but he gets knocked down by Michael Hayes. Not going to be enough for a first down, but it will be 3rd and short. Looks like 3rd and 1 from the 29-yard line. Or no, they're going to call it 3rd and 2 from the 28.
Empty set for the Bruins.
Here's Cobb looking right. Oh, wide open over the middle is a receiver. Trying to track him down. Big pickup by the wide receiver, and he heads out of bounds. That's going to be Wynn Wilson, the sophomore wide receiver, showing his quickness there for his first reception of the ball game.
Nice little pitch and catch right there for the Bruins that results in a huge gain. That receiver just stepped on the gas, and Senators were lucky to push him out of bounds there.
4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Cobb rolling right, looking right. Got his man. Oh, it's a huge hit by Michael Hayes. The reception by Mason Greathouse. We do have, is that Hayes on the field? Yep. Hayes slow to get up, but, and he's back down. Yeah, so Michael Hayes
stay down.
He's going to have to take a second. The trainer's going to come out and take a look at him. But the Bruins, this has been another solid drive, and thanks to the huge pickup by Wynn Wilson. I believe that would have been Wilson's first catch as a member of this Bruin varsity squad. The part of a really solid junior.
Project Zero is a 501c3 nonprofit with one goal, and that is to have 0 kids in foster care waiting to be adopted.
And we're hoping to have 0 kids waiting. That's our whole goal, Project Zero.
It means no kid is forgotten, and there are people always fighting for kids to find their forever family, no matter how old they are.
There's not awareness out there. I don't think people understand the need that we have here in our own state for these children.
It looks like he's going to make his way off the field. That's a good sign right there for Hayes.
Cobb going to take it himself. Stiffs arm a man. Won't be enough for a first down. It will be 3rd and short. But a solid run by Brandon Cobb. Showing off the wheels. He's shown off the arm plenty of times tonight. But he has impressed a lot of people with his legs here in the second half. Just creating havoc for the Senator defense.
You know, that's why I don't think I'd ever want to be a defensive coordinator. I like playing defense, but when you can do everything right and still get a gain from a quarterback with legs, it's tough.
Cobb backing up, lofts it. Oh, Culpepper somehow comes up with it, and that's a Bruin touchdown as he just mauls over a few Senator defenders. What a play by Walden Culpepper, snatching the ball away from a defensive back and then somehow finding his way into the end zone. Wow, a 34-7 for the Bruins. 10:29 left to play in the second half.
That might be the dagger right there for the Senators. Unfortunate for them as the Bruins have really been playing well offensively. And, you know, this is we talked to Coach Escola at the beginning of the game. That he said this was going to be one of their tougher games all season long. And this is a good game for the Senators to get under their belt and work on some of the mistakes they've made here tonight and maybe some of the missed opportunities that they can definitely capitalize on going forward throughout the season.
Well, the point after attempt, which is kind of weird saying that the Bruins had a point after attempt, was good by O'Donnell. Don't really see that from them if it's not a 2-point conversion. It's a little different. But regardless, it pays off flawlessly for Pulaski Academy. So I do expect probably another onside kick here, though. But 35-7 is your score with 10:29 left to play in this ball game. Well, the Senators, not for a lack of trying, they have been really working hard to try to get back into this game. Just has not paid off with a few costly turnovers towards the end, especially in the red zone.
You know what you never see anymore? You never see a player out there without gloves. It doesn't matter what position you're playing. All these players out here always have gloves now. We see a man without gloves. Oh, we do out there for the Senators, out there gloveless.
That's true.
That's called having tough hands right there. When you don't have the gloves out there, that's tough hands. Tough hands McGee, number 34. Shout out to Mr. Bo Siver.
Well, the Senators do recover the onside kick attempt, and Abrams did pick up a few yards on the return. So, question, is Tyson Braden still going to be the quarterback for this drive? I never want to say never, but it does seem like this game may be out of reach for the Bruins. But we'll see who's coming out at quarterback. It will still be Braden, so all the starters remain out there for the Senators.
I expect all the starters to remain out here for the rest of this ball game. Coach Escola, this is a perfect time for your starting offense and starting defense to come out here, get some reps against a very talented Bruins team, and try to improve yourself with every single play.
Thomas in the backfield. Here's Braden.
Gets it away.
That's a deep ball. Nobody there.
I'm a little confused. There looks like there was a miscommunication between Braden and number 5, Jaden Todd, there on the route that was supposed to be run. He was looking for the deep ball, and Todd slowed up there a little bit. So looks like they've got it. Looks like they've got it worked out, and we'll see what they want to run right here. Coach Escola gets the play call in.
2 to the left, 1 to the right for Braden. It's going to be handoff to Thomas. Oh, he's going way around, and that's going to be no gain for Jordan Thomas as a Bruin defender. Well, he was slow to get up, but tackled by maybe Rutherford and T.J. Logan.
It was everything Thomas could do right there just to get it back to the line of scrimmage, and I think he gained a yard on that play, so good job by Thomas. Turn something or nothing into something.
So 3rd and 9 on the 45-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Abrams in the backfield. Handoff to Abrams. Strong run. Gets a few yards, but not enough for a first down. And there will be an injury timeout. And he's up. It looks like that might be Cam Harper. Yes, it is, who's been playing some fullback and tight end for the Senators, but starts at defensive tackle.
You know, you hate any time any player out there who's worked all summer long for this season to try to make some magic happen, get out there and really show your stuff. You hate to see any player out there go down. So I'm glad he got up, and I wish no injuries to all the Arkansas high school football players out there. You hate to see injuries anywhere.
The offense stays out on the field. 4th and 6 from the Bruin 42. 9:29 left to play in the fourth quarter. Braden takes it. Looking, gets a man, that's Todd. And Todd gets the first down pickup.
Nice job by Todd right there to get his hands on that ball, hold on to it, throw off defender, and still get another yard after the catch. That was a impressive pickup right there by Todd.
Todd on the right, along with Tatum Hayes. Petty on the left. It's going to be a shovel pass to Hayes. He's going to take it up the left sideline. He gets down, but not before picking up about a yard.
So, nice jet sweep right there. Results in just a yard gain. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 from the Bruin 30-yard line. The Senators have slowly but surely found some offensive rhythm. Definitely helped that 4th down conversion from Braden to Todd. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Braden looking, gets a man open. It's Petty, brought down hard by a couple Bruin defenders, but not before picking up the first down.
Nice little 18-yard pickup right there with the pitch and catch from Braden to Petty. You know, I'm interested to see this Bruin team with their move up to 7A. I'm interested to see how they're going to fare against teams like Conway and Bryant. But those games between those two teams are going to be something to keep your eye on later on in the season for sure.
Well, we will have to, if you're, of course, a Bruin fan, but anybody else interested in the Bruins, you'll have to wait for them to play their first conference game, as that's going to touchdown! It looked like Petty dropped it for a moment. We had a bad angle, but Trey Petty with the touchdown for the Senators.
Trey Petty getting a little petty with that swagger walk after that one-handed grab. What a catch right there for the TD for the Senators.
Well, Petty, his first touchdown on varsity for the Senator squad. One of the many young and talented receivers that Todd Escola has on this offense. Tate on for the extra point attempt. And the extra point is up, and it is good for William Tate, and the score is 35-14. 8:19 left to play in this ball game.
And the Bruins show some life here late in the ball game. They're down a few scores, but that's not going to stop these guys from coming out here and giving it their all as they score that touchdown right there. That was an impressive pitch and catch from Braden to Petty, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Escola from your offense. And I won't be surprised if we're saying that connection more often for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Petty has definitely showed off as a jump ball receiver. He's fast, he's athletic, and he's everything you want in a wide receiver. And some of these young players that we haven't seen a whole lot of them in their high school careers, but Braden has worked with them all summer long. He knows their strengths and their weaknesses, and should be interesting to see how they're able to play the rest of the season. But Tate on to kick off for the Senators.
You know, for Braden, it's been somewhat of a rough game, but he's connected on his last 5 passes now, and one of them resulting in a touchdown. He's starting to get a rhythm in this ball game, and I think that's a good sign for your starting quarterback, and that's because that's something you're going to want to see from him all season long.
Yeah, Braden, the ball security has been there, the accuracy when he's had time. Of course, this second half, especially this fourth quarter, he's been accurate. He just needs a little bit more time in the pocket. There is a flag. It will be on the Senators. Going to see what the official call is. But it will back up the Senators a few yards. Just a 5-yard penalty. Back them up to the 35-yard line. 35-14 remains your score here at Joe B. Hatcher Stadium. 8:19 left to play in the fourth quarter.
What's the play clock at? Okay, he's still got time.
Yep, Tate took a second to go to the sideline, talk to a coach.
Okay, a little bit of a squib kick, trying to get it behind the coverage.
It may work, and the Senators have the football. What a play by the Senators coaching staff. The offense heads back out onto the field for Joe T. Robinson.
Coach Escola pulls out the magic kick, and it works for the Senators as they take advantage of the bobbling from the Bruins return team, and now they have it in great field position.
Wow, what a play. I was wondering with Tate when he went back to the sideline what the call was going to be. But the Bruins not ready for any changes, and the Senators capitalize. So the offense heads back out onto the field. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Bryce Young Cunningham, the young running back in the backfield behind Braden.
Pistol formation.
Cunningham with a handoff, and he's not going to get much. He will get a couple yards, but Bryce Young Cunningham really impressed the both of us in that benefit game against Fountain Lake. He came in as the 3rd running back behind Abrams, behind Thomas, and he had some electrifying plays.
He's very elusive, and if you put him in space, it's going to be hard to catch him, man. That's kind of what you want to see in a running back for sure.
Yeah, 5'8", 162. He's so fast and was just deadly. And a near throw in double coverage, looking for Petty. Led him just a little bit too much.
He tried to force that one in there, but it was going to be a tough pitch and catch, so it's going to bring up 3rd down. You know, the Senators, they're down 3 scores here, but they're not going to give up. If they get on the board, I promise you're going to see another fancy kick, and so they can try to get on the board again.
3rd and 8. For the Bruin 29, here's Braden. Braden looking for a receiver. He's got him open. It's Carter. Did he hang on?
He did.
Yes, he did. Jaden Carter with a 1st down pickup for the Senators. So the Senators find their way into the Bruins territory into the red zone.
Who was that caught that
That was
ball?
Jaden Carter with the reception.
That's a nice catch right there. He almost let go of it, but managed to get his feet in bounds and hold on to that football.
Yep, made sure he had both feet in as well. You don't have to in high school sports, but
that's a catch in the NFL right there.
It sure is. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here's Braden. Looking, gets away, throws out of bounds, so it's away from anybody. There is a flag on the field.
So they're going to say that's intentional grounding.
He may, well, I'm not sure. Was he out of, well, we'll see what the official call is.
Yeah. Oh,
no, it will be holding.
I just didn't see the flag, so I thought when it came out that late, I figured it must have been intentional grounding.
No, I think he may have been out of the tackle box, so he was able to just kind of throw that wherever. And it looked like there was a receiver in the vicinity, but regardless, it is still a loss for the Senators.
That's a big setback. Drive killers, what those holding penalties are. So now they got second and very long. I wouldn't be surprised if you see just try to get a pickup of about 10 yards and try to make it like third and manageable.
So it will be 1st and 20. Abrams with the handoff, and he got a respectable pickup there for the Senators.
Abrams went rumbling and fumbling all the way up to the 17-yard line after a nice gain. Gets it back to 2nd and 8 now.
He stopped at the 17-yard line, 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 from the Bruins 17. 35-14 is still your score with 6:21 left to play in the fourth quarter. Oh, he's found his man. It's a deep ball, and I'm surprised that wasn't pass interference, but
I mean, kind of seemed like I guess they're just going to say that both the guys were doing it right there, but it seemed like a major shove from the Bruins player.
Yeah, it sure did. That was number 23, Caleb Kelly, a great defensive back for this Bruin defense. He's been making some plays all night long.
He made a couple big breakups in the
in that first half. He sure did on those deep balls by Braden. But 3rd and 9. Here's Braden. Throws back, finds his man. It's Todd. What a catch by Jaden Todd. Is it enough for a first down? That is the question. Yes, it is. That is a first down for the Senators.
I'd go see Sweeney Todd in that play any day of the week because that was excellent. Just snagged it out of the air.
What a play. What a pass by Braden to Todd. Jaden Todd. Really all the receivers on that sideline doing a great job with the toe tapping. But 2 receivers to the left, nobody on the right. Abrams in the backfield. Here's Braden. Looking, and nobody there. And Braden is down. Looks like that maybe Coach Updergrove, the defensive coordinator, pleading for a roughing the passer penalty because it did look like it was a late hit on Braden, but no call.
Yeah, the coaches on the Senator sideline were not happy about that no call right there.
It will be 2nd and 8 from the 8-yard line.
Second and goal is what it should say.
Oh, there is a flag on the field.
And now they're going to call a personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct on the Senators. Oh, wait. Now they're going to call intentional grounding. They had a conversation.
Oh, that was very late.
Listen, I understand that the officials sometimes get together to discuss whether it was intentional grounding, but that felt like a 5-minute conversation, all for that one penalty. That kind of seems stretching it out just a hair, in my opinion. But
Coach Escola all the way out onto the field, not happy with that call. But trying to get his offense to regroup here. Petty and Todd, the lone wide receivers on the field, because they've been making all the plays as of late, along with Jaden Carter. There's a little bit of movement, and, yeah, it's going to be Todd.
Oh, apologies for our technical difficulties. Seems like our screen is, or our camera has gone black on us, so we're going to try to get that fixed for you as soon as we can. And
well, we're going to call it like a radio broadcast.
Yeah,
where you can't see anything anyway.
We'll try to vocalize what's going on for you here on the field. This is our major apologies here, but when it rains, it pours, and just like that, they get another penalty, puts them way, way back now.
Yep,
so
2nd and 26.
Technically 2nd and goal, but they've got 26 yards to the end zone.
Exactly. So 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Abrams in the backfield. Handoff to Abrams.
Ooh.
Abrams following his blockers. Abrams, he's going to have a touchdown.
To the
touchdown,
house.
Senators. Abrams, his first touchdown on the year for the former all-conference, all-state player.
To the house. Yes, sir, Mr. Abrams. We have a Senator player down on the field.
Yeah, it looks like an offensive lineman. Well, I was going to say it was Patterson, but Patterson is up walking around, so it's not him. It might be. I'm not going to speculate. But the score right now, as we stand here right now, it's 35-20, 5:57 left to play in this game. We're going to stay right here as the injured Senator gets checked on by the staff on both sidelines. Coach Escola having a conversation with the lead official, and let's see, that is Ahmad Booker, that he is up and limping to the sideline.
Oh, and he's gonna make his way off the field on his own 2 feet. So good to see him up and walking. Again, our deepest apologies for our mishap right here. I'm not really sure what our technical problems are, but our producer is working his hardest trying to get this figured out so we can get this game back on the screen for all our viewers.
Well, William Tate on for the extra point. Braden to hold. The extra point is up, and it is good for William Tate as it bounced off that glass on that building. I will say the Joe B. Hatcher Stadium is a very unique stadium because we are up here in the press box, but it feels like we are just a couple feet from the field. We are just that close. It does help identifying jersey numbers, I will say that. But everybody that's not in the stands is on the sideline pretty much with the teams, and they're just a couple feet from being on the field, which and of course you have the field house on one end zone, and whenever you score an extra point, the ball goes over the roof of the field house. And then on the other side you have, again, I've never been on this campus in my life. I don't know what that building is. I think it may be classrooms possibly, but that must be some heavy-duty glass. The ball just bounced right off of it. Anyway, so kickoff duties here for the Senators. William Tate, last time he was out, he had a little squib kick, which led to another offensive possession and this score for the Senators. Do you think they go with something special again?
I think you have to if you're trying to get back in this ball game. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, they go with a pooch kick, but it is recovered and, well, received. Looks like that was William Sabota on the fair catch. So the Bruins will have the ball here with 5:57 left to play.
That's still
with a
a
14-point lead.
That's still a lot of time on the
It is
clock.
a lot of time.
You know,
crazier things have happened.
You're down 2 scores right now. Pulaski Academy, if they're smart, they'll try to run the ball. But we haven't really seen them running the ball. We haven't really. Oh, and we're back. Thank goodness. So we got this camera up and working again. Shout out to our producer, Destin Davis, on the quick fix.
2 receivers on either side. Walker in the backfield with Cobb. Cobb looking to his left. He's got his receiver, and that's going to be Cauldron. He really did not get a whole lot going there. Was waiting for his blockers to get in place, but it never happened, and the Senators were all over him. So a short pickup, actually a tackle for loss for the Senators.
Who was that? Was that Tank Reese? I think it was.
I'm sure it was at this point. It's either Tank Reese or Josh Smith or Michael Hayes. Walker behind Cobb. Receivers bunched up along the line. It's going to be a handoff to Culpepper. Culpepper, a fairly decent pickup, gets past some defensive backs, and he's able to get the yards back and just maybe 3 more. So he's going to get about 5 yards on the pickup.
So clock's still rolling, just under 5 minutes. Sometimes I look over that clock and I swear it's moving in slow motion because this is exactly what you want if you're the Senators. You got them in a third and a pretty long right here. Try to not allow a pass right here, not allow a completion, and you might get them in a good 4th down situation.
3rd and 7. Here's Cobb looking to pass. He's got his man. Oh, what a hit! What a hit! Who is that? Michael Hayes laying the thunder on Mason Greathouse. It will be 4th down. They will go for it, but what a hit by the senior. Wow.
That was a huge hit right there by Hayes because he said, no more yards for you, my friend, as he shut it down quickly.
It's going to be 4th and 4 from the 41-yard line. Big play here.
Look for the quick pass. They're going to throw it out quick to the sideline, I promise you. Out route.
And it's going to be Culpepper, and that's going to be a Bruin 1st down after being brought down by Abrams and Hayes. But a clutch pickup by the Bruin offense. There's still a lot of time left on the clock. 3:52 as it stands. 35-21 is your score as we are right smack dab on the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bruin offense. The Bruins, they're passing offense, but they're still passing here. Cobb rolling to his right. Oh, well, he's going to roll back to his left. There's a flag on the field.
Probably holding.
And he's going to get the 1st down, but we'll see if he gets brought back. I think it will be. It looks like one of the offensive linemen not happy with the official. It looks like they will bring this back. Let's see what the official ruling is.
They're definitely going to move back. You know, I find it a little strange. Like, I know that they are passing offense, but some would say it's somewhat risky to be throwing the ball.
Run the ball, drain the clock.
You're up 2 scores. The opposing team just scored on you. There's still a decent amount of time left in this ball game. Throwing the ball is pretty risky.
Yep, and that penalty does bring them back. It's still 1st down, but it is 1st and 20 from their own 40. Walker is in the backfield now with Cobb. Let's see if they start to run the ball. But nope, they're still going to go pass. It's going to be Cauldron. It's going to be a good pickup. And it's going to be a plethora of defenders taking him down. Kason Chaney, one of them, along with Michael Hayes and Jaden Todd, and Kyron Grimes also there.
I don't see number 1 on here, Cauldron, but man, he is a giant, dude. That guy is so tall. He's just like galloping out there. Where how tall is that guy?
6'6".
Dude,
he's 6'6" and plays either center or power forward. Oh, what a pass rush! And that's going to be a deep ball. And Michael Hayes, what a pass breakup!
Oh my goodness!
But what a pass rush! That was Caleb Doucette. Just barreling through that offensive line.
I don't know if you guys have heard of the different type of pass rushing styles. That's called the bull rush. As he just blew that guy up and just got right in the face of Cobb, he had no chance. He barely had any time to get that ball away.
I mean, it was still a respectable ball, but Hayes, great coverage there on Culpepper. Cobb, empty backfield. Looking right, he's got a man. Well, good pass breakup that time by Tank Reese. The pass was a little bit in front of his intended receiver, Max Conine. He tried to get one hand on it, but Tank Reese came in there to break it up.
You know, I'm trying to stay on a diet, but the more I say Reese, I think I'm going to have to go get some Reese's after this. I don't know if I can hang on any longer.
And looks like the Bruins are going to take a timeout here. It is 4th and long for Pulaski Academy. 4th and 8 to be exact.
And then you're
on the 48-yard line.
And then you're going to give Robinson a timeout? See, I'm just very confused. I mean, I guess you want to make the right play call, I guess, because they're not going to punt it. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
If you're calling a timeout, you're not going to punt it away. I think that's just a little it's aggressive. But that's what this team does. They are aggressive in every facet of the game.
Yep, they're aggressive. They take risks. And look, all the championships that they've won will tell you that it pays off. But this is a Joe T. Robinson team that has been fighting to get back into this game, and it's paying off in the second half with 2 touchdowns. 2 second-half touchdowns, that is. And the Bruins trying to fight them off, fight off the Senators.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout-out to our viewers for sticking through that technical difficulty. We really appreciate you guys tuning into this broadcast. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like and subscribe button here on the Robinson Sports Network page, on all of our social channels, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you can, we'd really appreciate it.
Walker in the backfield. Still going pass. It's Cobb going deep for his man. That's going to be Cauldron. And
no
the Bruins wanted a pass interference, but that's going to be a turnover on downs. 2:31 left to play. The Senators will have the football at the 48-yard line. It's risky. Going for a pass on 4th down when you're up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. But, again, like you said, this is what they do.
A quick score right here for the Senators, totally different ball game. Things are going to change drastically if they can get this a quick score right here. Also want to remind everybody from here on out, if you guys tune in about 30, 40 minutes before the game time of 7 o'clock, you'll get to see us interview some of our Senator players and Coach Escola week in and week out. So just wanted to remind everybody to make sure you tune in and get some extra content out of our broadcast.
Yep, we usually do the pregame show about 30 minutes before kickoff, so definitely tune into that. That's going to be a completion to Petty. Petty breaks some ankles, and that's going to be enough for a first down. That's going to be Charles Petty, who will stop the clock for just a second. 2:22 on the clock.
That's great to stop the clock to move the chains, but I think, you want to get out of bounds there. You try to stop the clock all the way. There's a nice moves right there from Petty to get that 10-yard gain.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here's Braden, looking right, looking left. Oh, and that's going to be, well, I thought that was going to be a bad pass. It was not, Todd. It's a complete pass. He might have gotten enough for a first down, but he definitely went out of bounds, so it stops the clock at 2:01.
That's going to get it to the 30 or to the 29-yard line. So that's
yeah,
going to get
that will be enough for a first down. Yeah,
11-yard gain on that pass. That I think because we're so close to the field, it looks a little strange when they throw to the sideline. It's hard to see how far up the field they are.
That is the one disadvantage with being this close. It's kind of hard to see on the near sideline when you're heading to the red zone. But a solid offensive trip for the Senators. Here's Braden looking to pass, and he's going to be sacked by Jackson Redmond. That's got to be his 2nd or 3rd sack of the ball game. He's been all over that offensive line.
Senators going to call a timeout. Smart move by Coach Escola. Try to stop the clock, get things worked out, because if you want to get in this ball game, you're going to have to score quick now because you got under 2 minutes to go in this ball game.
Yeah, 1:50 on the clock. It is 2nd and 18. But you are in Bruin territory, specifically on the 36-yard line. You are still down by 2 scores. Crazier things have happened, and we know that Coach Escola is very confident in this offense. He knows that if anybody's going to pull off a comeback, it's going to be his squad.
give you an update on that PCSSD matchup we were speaking of earlier. Maumelle now leads 30-0 in the fourth quarter. Speaking of big matchups, the Salt Bowl, Benton leads Bryant 28-24 in the third quarter.
Wow.
That's a big surprise to this broadcaster.
That's a big deal.
Probably,
I know you're a former Hornet yourself.
I am. That's probably a big surprise to a lot of high school football fans around this state. It's still only the third quarter, so that's going to be an exciting one to tune into later on.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Low snap. Braden has it. Being chased. He gets it out. Incomplete pass.
There's nowhere to go with it. He was looking to Todd right there, but he was
covered up.
It was about double coverage, triple coverage. He had nowhere to go with the ball.
3rd and 17.
Remains 3rd and 18 from the 36-yard line. 1:44 left to play in this ball game. The Senators, hope is still pretty high that they can pull off the comeback and pull off the upset. Hey, if Benton is able to pull off the upset against Bryant, that'd be great. But if Robinson is able to pull off the upset tonight, I think that'd be the bigger game. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Nobody in the backfield. Here's Braden chunking it downfield, and that's going to be an easy interception for the defensive back. That was Caleb Kelly, the first interception for this Bruin defense on the year.
And that'll just about put an end to this ball game, as there was nowhere to throw the ball for Braden, and that's unfortunate. Unfortunate end right there to that drive. What could have been possibly put them a little closer to maybe pulling off a crazy comeback victory. Doesn't look like it's going to happen here tonight, but that was just a good try right there by this by the Senator team, just to keep on trucking and making it closer than what it was.
Well, Brandon Cobb and the Bruin offense back out there. Do you think they actually run the ball here?
I mean,
they have Charlie Contros in the backfield.
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised either way. Oh, they are going to run
it is
the
a
ball.
run. Well, Contros, actually, that's Will Manning on the run.
Is he going to stay in bounds?
Yeah, he will stay in bounds.
I thought he was about to run out of bounds for a second.
Actually, that was Charlie Contros. The 5 and 6 on their jerseys look pretty similar, but Charlie Contros with the short pickup, actually the medium pickup. I think he got about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Oh, we're going to stop the clock for an injury now.
It's going to be a Senator down on the field. Looks like.
I think he's.
I cannot see who that is.
I think he's cramping. Yeah, I think he's cramping.
Have we had an injury that was not anything but? No, we have. All the injuries we've had are cramping or other minor issues. Of course, you never want to see a player down for any reason, but it is, I guess, better than anything else if he's down there cramping.
You know what? As I played back in the Stone Ages, it feels like, and when I played, there's one thing getting a cramp, like laying in bed or like doing something around the house, but it's a totally different ball game. When you're out there running around and sweating like that, those cramps feel like it's hard to describe how much more intense those cramps are out there on the field compared to just like something you might get at the house.
Well, that's Cam Harper being helped off the field. And he's walking on his own accord. That Bruin offense still out there with Brandon Cobb, the starter, still at quarterback. I imagine the starters will remain out there for the entirety of this ball game. Well, 1:19 left to play in the fourth quarter. 35-21 is your score, with the Bruins with a commanding lead, which they have had for most of this ball game. Not really sure what the – there's some issues. The clock has not started. Now it has. Seemed like the Bruins sideline was yelling for the video booth to start the clock, and looks like they do pick up. Is that going to be a first down? Yes, that will be a first down run, first down pickup by Charlie Cottrose. The clock continues to run.
Down under 1 minute now. This would be a good time to mention that we do have sponsorship availability for all of our broadcasts throughout our PCSSD sports network. You could go with all the schools or just pick a school that you'd like. Just make sure you go ahead and reach out to any of our socials. Just go ahead and DM on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or Twitter, and I'll make sure that we get somebody in touch with you, as we would be happy to have any reputable business or anything that you guys would like to sponsor for our broadcast.
Well, as Cobb took the knee, that will be the ball game. 35-21 is your score, with the Bruins of Pulaski Academy High School the victors. But what an incredible second half, especially that fourth quarter by the Joe T. Robinson Senators. It was a great second half after a pretty porous first half.
You know, this is just a story of the tale of two sides of the ball, really. The Senator defense played just about as well as they could. The offense started to struggle in the middle of the game right there, and it really hindered what the Senators could do. But I think this, and by the way, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't mention the 2 interceptions by Deuce Williams, who was all over the field tonight, both sides of the ball. But this is just a great learning experience for the Senators. You know, you can build off this, see what you did right, see what you did wrong, and take the knowledge that you learn here into conference play and just build on that, and that can turn your season into a successful one.
Well, pretty impressive debut for Tyson Braden and this Senator offense. Once he had the time, he looked pretty comfortable in the pocket, and he was able to make some plays. But looking ahead at both teams' schedules, for Pulaski Academy, they will not have another home game. Actually, they'll have 2 straight home games against 2 out-of-state teams. On September 6th, they host Madison Ridgeland out of Mississippi. And then the next week, they host West Monroe, Louisiana. And then, of course, their first conference game won't be until September 27th against the North Little Rock Charging Wildcats. Now, for the Senators, next up, it will be another road test against another non-conference opponent in 6A Jonesboro. Will be at Jonesboro on September 6th. They won't have their first home game against conference opponent Hot Springs Lakeside on September 13th. Still a solid game from the offense. A lot of plays were made all around the field for both teams. We got to see a lot of impressive plays from Brandon Cobb, too.
Yes, absolutely. Brandon Cobb, Cobb played outstanding. Other than the 2 interceptions, he was really hitting his receivers pretty well throughout the ballgame.
35-21, your final score, with the hometown Bruins taking the win. Well, from all of us here at the Robinson Sports